Yo, welcome to your I don't know, I got really frazzled then. While I was trying to, I didn't know what you were saying at first.
What? No, rap.
Yes!
Do a rap intro. That'll be great.
Not fucking rap.
Normally, I say
What could
something
possibly
like.
go wrong?
Normally, I
I
say
am not
something
rapping.
messed up. Now, all
I
it
know,
took was.
and I actually timed it right. I timed the music and me introducing myself and the stream. And Jay said something, and I got kind of discombobulated. Damn it! It was almost a perfect intro. Sorry. One day it'll be the last episode.
They say it can't be done.
They say it can't be done.
Legends say they're still attempting it to this very day.
Prophecy foretold of a perfect intro.
You know what though? If I
What that would
may,
be.
I didn't
No.
have to adjust the cameras, and it was all perfectly aligned. So
Ooh,
What?
Well done.
perfect
Yeah.
intro.
today is the prophesized day.
We're almost there, yeah.
Today
can you
is
ruin this?
as close as we'll ever get.
Well, except that Carlisle doesn't actually have a camera.
That's true. Yeah.
Connor's not kind of here. Camera broke 5 minutes before the stream, so that's why Connor is
Exploded.
just a cartoon.
I
Personally, I
transcend the
think,
realms and become Carlos.
I think it's a great thing. I'm really happy that I don't have to look at Connor's wretched, disgusting affiliate face.
Honestly, it's fine because now it's more believable that he's actually a dwarf.
Fair enough.
How are you all doing, everybody? Except for Connor, who has almost died this week,
Mhm.
last week, same as
Yep,
me.
Don't
being-
die, please.
Yeah. Could you guys stop trying to?
Yeah.
die?
How are
That'd
you
be-
two? You guys are the dead ones.
I'm alive again. I'll put it. Yeah, I almost died. I
Reborn.
think it was a touch and go for a couple days. I've still got a lot of going on, so that's going to be really annoying for everyone. And I apologize now, but I'm going to do it because that's it. I've been doing it
Okay.
for a week, and I've completely forgotten that I'm even doing it. Connor, how was A&E?
Not fun, but
No,
Oh.
Connor almost
I
died.
had,
too.
I had a few days where I was just like 100% rest mode, just resting up, and
Damn.
thankfully I'm not as bad as it was. I'm still a little groggy from the medication though, so
Well, it shouldn't be too much of a heavy, hardcore, horrendous, taxing episode. Hopefully, depends how difficult you want to make it for yourself. Considering this was supposed to be a one shot and we've already spread it to 2 episodes, really might be slightly more taxing. But maybe that's just because I don't know how to do a murder mystery, because it's the first one I've ever done in my entire life. But it's not that. I'm pretty sure it's just you guys. I'm gonna blame you lot. Tench, how you doing? Been sick?
No, just usual. Trying to be healthy actually, and it's sickening, so that's a plus.
I feel
The
you.
irony.
Trying to quit
Yeah.
sugar or something.
Yeah, actually, it's actually surprisingly. This is the first time I've ever gone to this point. So I haven't had processed food in 2 weeks, and then also, which I was up to I think 7 or 8 a week. I think sometimes 10. It was just so easy to grab that,
Hmm.
and then also cut dairy too.
Nice.
I guess
How do you-
dairy supposedly
how do you
can
know how
affect your
protein
complexion and
is?
stuff too.
Are you hunting your own elk?
No, thank God, Jesus. Same thing. Everybody, I'm sure a few of you have actually done it. It's all right, I'm gonna meal prep. It's just gonna be skinless chicken and fish. I'm not at that point yet. I don't think I'll ever will be. That's just so
I
much
do
work.
that all the
That's
time.
too much work. So just cutting a lot of that extra crap. I'm a lot older now, so I have to.
My landlord, a couple years back, decided to go on this diet. It was pretty much entirely juiced vegetables.
Oh,
I did that.
So
I've done it. It's great.
it was the worst thing in the world. It was
I love it.
it was pretty gross. It was only juiced kale leaves and spinach, and what else did he have in there? Cucumber, some other things, and he would just blend it into this slime,
Mm.
and that was all he was eating. But he convinced me to do it with him for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and it was pretty rough. I would go to work and I just had a jar,
Yeah.
Oh.
and people would walk into the break room and they'd go, "Hey, what you eating?" And I would go, "Sludge,"
Yes.
and I would just chug this
Yeah, you get the weirdest
sludge.
ones.
And the funny for the first week, it was really hard to keep it down. I kept wanting to vomit.
Yeah.
But towards the end of it, I had finally got to the point where my body was like, fine, I'll accept this sludge because it took that long, I guess, for my body to realize there's actual nutrients and such in there, and it's actually really healthy. But my goodness, it was nasty. And I was like, finally, like right at the end of it, I finally got to the point where I could just knock one of those back and be like, all right, I'm ready for my day. And then, of course, it was over. And it was like really expensive to maintain that because you go through a mass number of vegetables.
Totally.
But I will say, after doing all that, I just really wanted a cheeseburger. I don't know that
I went 45
I don't know how
days.
effective it really was.
I went 45 days on nothing but juice, and it was like, oh man,
how'd you feel?
Amazing! Holy shit, amazing! It's like the greatest I've ever felt in my life. But yeah, I was eating like 8 cucumbers a day.
Yeah,
like
it's expensive.
It's really expensive. Yeah, it was
not only
so
that,
bad.
but I would say it's probably like really rough to get a lot of stuff done and be in a good mood.
No.
Like,
no,
for the first couple of days.
for like 3 days.
Yeah, it's
But
like that.
I mean, if
3-day
you think
period.
about it, you're literally only intaking good things for you. So like, everything was great. Like I like cleared up. My hair was better. My mood was better. I was like more athletic. I woke up. I slept better. It was amazing. But really expensive, really hard to maintain. Really. boring.
Yeah,
really
I happen to be a carnivore.
Yeah,
I just woke up. I just woke up like on the 10th day thinking, I need to hunt.
I went for a southern
I
barbecue.
wanted to run outside and just bite the first animal I could find.
I must kill.
I must hunt and kill. You're like one of those like newly created vampires that just suddenly becomes like gets this bloodlust.
Just goes crazy, frenzies.
Yeah. Have you watched the TV adaptation of Preacher?
Yes.
I don't think I can handle it. Is it good?
Oh, it's good.
Oh, I haven't really read the comic books, so I didn't have a reference point. The TV show was really good at first. It kind of starts to drag on, but like belaboring the same points over and over. But the vampire character in there, there's like the veteran vampire who's kind of gotten used to it, and then there's also like a new vampire who's just completely running amok and going ham with the like what Brad was saying, like a newly created vampire that doesn't know how to control the urges. That was me on like the 10th day of a kale juice diet. I was just like looking around so I could just like run up to the nearest thing and just rip some flesh off of it.
Well, another thing that I worry about too with a lot of those, I don't want to call them gimmick diets, but it's like, this is what you do.
Yeah.
More or less a gimmick. Is you're probably not getting well-rounded stuff.
Right.
You need a lot of protein. You need your dietary fibers and stuff like that. So it's just the biggest thing, if anything I could ever tell anybody, is start small, whether it's exercise or food. Don't go like, all right, eat like 5 pizzas one day. They're like, tomorrow, I'm only having kale smoothies. You're gonna die. Just like maybe one pizza, or cut out soda, or cutting out processed food for me has been really, really nice. I feel a lot better. But also if you're not sleeping, exercising, and eating well, it's all 3 of them are just as important as each other. So just little 2%, 3% changes maybe to your lifestyle are going to be a lot easier to hold. Like I couldn't do what you guys did with those smoothie things.
Oh man,
I would be so irritable because when I make a salad, it's it's like this mountain of salad, and it's just probably defeating the purpose. Just like, all right, man, I'm gonna have a lights out. Like,
I wasn't really irritable, although I'm pretty
be.
pretty sure I bit a lady in the neck, but I wasn't really irritable. I was just really hungry. I was also.
I thought you were just being kinky.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm just really hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just like meat, and then just ripped a chunk off. I don't know. That was back when I was still on my like 6-day-a-week jiu-jitsu and boxing schedule as well. So I was getting tons of exercise to go with it. I actually added in, like after the 3rd or 4th day, I added in like a protein bar to go with it because I felt like my muscles weren't recovering after class.
Right, which they wouldn't.
Like there was just, the kale smoothie was not providing enough sustenance, I guess, for my body to repair itself after spending hours choking people out. But I definitely still wasn't sleeping. That much has not changed in the past 6 years.
Well, maybe that's to do with the vampirism as well. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, you're just
you need a coffin or something.
Just gonna throw me under the bus like that. Okay.
Actually a vampire.
Wait, do we still need like the earth of like the soil from the land he came from? Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
too?
like consecrated earth or whatever it is.
So what would happen if you take the dirt? Like, what if you like Roomba'd up the dirt underneath the poor vampire's coffin?
You'd just have a shit night's sleep. It'd be like having a bad mattress.
He's just sleeping on like a pea or something. Just like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Just it feels like you would sleep on a pea forever until you get that dirt back.
I feel like we need to find a vampire that's just weak enough that we can just bully him, and we're not gonna kill him. We're just gonna constantly just make his life hell.
Yeah. Hey, you kind of did that in this campaign, right?
Yo, god damn it. Yeah, you guys did, and I'm gonna emphasize the term "you guys."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, Mr. Guiding Bolt.
I didn't like desecrate the ashes of his undead sire child thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I must not have been there. Then.
You say
I
you
forgot about
you say you guys. What you mean is Jay.
Hey, I heard it. You went to say Walter. You fucking say Walter.
I was about to blame the character, but then I realized who the true problem here is.
Listen, man.
It was Jay. And
He-
Stellian has not forgotten.
Walter
sure he
is me to a degree. So the with
Just
recklessness.
peeing on people?
Just the recklessness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mildly chaotic.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
good way to put it.
When we
I
finally
am going
have-
to go close the door because my dogs are so loud. You can probably
I
hear
don't
them
hear
on the mic.
It's not that bad if you're worried
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Don't melt. Oh man.
When we finally have 5, my voice is going to do that as well. By the way, it just keeps breaking because I've been sick. And just don't make the jokes, okay? Yeah, haha, his balls are dropping. You get it. When we finally have 5 chaotic players, Jay, Tiger Writer, Frisk, are my 3 so far.
Oh God.
When we
Just
get
gonna blow
Tenchi.
the world. What?
Tenchi-
No.
Tenchi's not chaotic, I don't think. Arden is, or is he? Was he in Ascendance as well?
Tenchi was chaotic as fuck in a sentence. Tenchi's character was like, what is this?
Another one.
Is this your map? I'm drawing horses, and over here is a little bush, and there's a doggy on the map now. Like,
We're almost there. Once we have
We're
one more
close.
player, we can give them to Fairlight to run a campaign. That's all I-
Wait, what?
it would
I
be
put
you. No,
Peter
then it would be
down.
you, Brad.
What
It
am
would
I
be
doing?
You as Gooch.
Me as Gooch.
You as
yeah.
Gooch, yeah.
But I want to like I've been amassing 5 chaotic players, not characters. Just everything they play is chaotic in some way and impossible to deal with. Once we have those 5 players, you have to run a campaign for them. That's the
Would be-
rule.
Would be interesting for sure.
This he'll call it Tablestory, make a man out of you. And
I'll,
it's gonna be
uh,
him trying to
it's
whip
cool.
us into shape.
It's called Tablestory Break Fairlight.
No, I would just embrace it. I would make like a chaos meter based
Oh,
on the
God.
amount of havoc that you wreak. I would have like certain checkpoints with certain consequences. So like the more stupid you do, the more this crap comes after you until it
Right.
eventually ends up with a conflict with some sort of chaos
The
god
closer
who
you are
is
to
tired of your competition. Or alternately,
Yeah.
alternately, I would have either like a chaos god who's tired of you competing with him for attention, or alternately, I'd go the opposite end of the spectrum and have the Power Rangers, which is like 5 color-coded paladins that would come after you, something like that.
I
It
feel
would
like
be-
we just.
I'd just
have a
roll with
great
it.
Campaign. We just crafted the best campaign.
That's it.
It should be a one-off.
Power
Catch
Rangers
that.
and a Chaos God.
That's what's yeah.
I feel like
Charity
What is the clock?
Power Rangers versus Cthulhu versus.
I would do 5 color-coded paladins, and each paladin is from a different oath in the book. I'd have
Yeah.
the red one would be the Oath of Vengeance and so on and so forth. And I would just build them like they were player characters, min-maxed to all get out and have them fight you. As if I were controlling the whole party and see if you could beat them.
Coming soon. Table Story Power Rangers.
I feel like you need to have the doomsday clock, the like how many minutes to midnight when the world just ends. Is that'll be like your meter for how
There you go.
chaotic everybody is.
That's-
And you just see the clock just ticking closer and closer.
That's what I have for Ilios. For every time Brad fucked with me, there was a goblin that would be added to a later encounter. They're at 72
yeah.
goblins.
How many?
72. So one day they're gonna have to fight 72 goblins at once because of Brad fucking with me.
Most of those came from Gooch, my
Yeah.
first character.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. My new character's lawful as fuck.
I really appreciate when the player knows their character's an ass too, because a lot of times I've seen a lot of players they don't know. They're just like, I'm the funniest thing ever,
Yeah.
ruining the campaign,
It's kind of
and then it's just like,
I retired the character because he was ruining the campaign. I was like, he's gonna destroy this. He's gonna completely ridiculously destroy this campaign if I don't retire him. But I was like, I'm removing this character from the board because I just can't deal with it.
I
playing
think it was
way
too late
too
already.
It was.
It was too late all fucking ready.
It was pretty crippled. Anyway, let's play this campaign, which
Let's
is
do it.
slightly less chaotic.
It's slightly sneezed.
Slightly chewed. Yeah, there's probably gonna be plenty of sneezes as I infect you all with the plague that I have.
hey, blink.
Let's see. Last time on Dragon Ball Power Rangers,
Power Rangers
you
is great.
you basically began a quest for the head of the Carved Men Guild, which is kind of like basically it's a mercenary guild. In the town of Lost Stone, the gentleman in question, Mr. Stonetooth, came to you privately, away from his people and away from anybody who was a representative of the town, and said that his wife, Abigaila Stonetooth, was found dead, murdered, stabbed in her bed. And he didn't trust his own people fully with the task of figuring out who did it, and he definitely didn't trust the guards and stuff in town because they already kind of hate him because he's basically a criminal. And so you guys took on this quest, and he sort of promised that he would help you out. And he's a relatively powerful figure, and you guys need some help at this point. There've been a lot of allusions, alluding. There's been a lot of alluding, English, that you guys are essentially some of the most wanted criminals in the country. That pretty much the Emperor's caught wind of what's been going on in terms of the greater picture with the orb that you have and the armor that the princess has, and you guys are kind of now part of this resistance with the princess, and because of that the Emperor has set out to try and have you guys arrested or something. So in an attempt to A, earn a little bit of money, and B, maybe earn a strong
Favor?
I don't know. Yeah, influential friend, not friend, but someone to help you because you have none of them.
Yeah,
We don't
get
have
one
friends
person that
or
doesn't hate us.
money. We just always get teased with them.
Whole time you've not really made too many friends. You guys took on this mission, so I'll run down the clues that I think I can remember that you guys discovered to help you, because you're basically halfway now through the mystery of Abigaila Stonetooth. 2 nights ago, Abigaila Stonetooth was found dead in her bed. Seems she was stabbed 6 times with a dagger. The bedroom window was unlocked from the inside because there's a lock on the inside. You guys found grapple marks on the outside, suggesting that somebody climbed up using a grappling hook and rope. You found a boot mark, a very large boot mark on the outside wall towards the bottom. Young Crummel, who's a halfling gunslinger, saw a large sort of shady figure in a black robe sort of skulking around the outside of the inn, the Carved Men's Inn and hideout area. Toval Bones, who was the roguish dwarf with all the knives, told you that he believes it was Ritzel Solden, who is a knight of the Chancellor's Guard specifically, and he's convinced that the two were having some sort of an affair. I think those were your main clues that you figured out. Lash decided to search around the town, try and see if she can find anywhere that somebody might hide out waiting for the next train to skip town, but didn't really find anywhere that stuck out. She found an area where there were some homeless people. Other than that, most of the other areas didn't look like anyone was living in there or staying in there or hiding in there. She crept off up to the old lookout, where she did find some strange things going on, and that's where we last saw Lash. The rest of you decided to make up Walter as a beautiful maiden, cross-dress him in an attempt to seduce Ritzel Solden, who the barmaid said was like a beautiful young man, and she's sort of in love with him. You did so exceptionally well. I can't remember the exact numbers you roll, but basically Walter looks better in cross-dress by a fucking clean mile than he does in his own rags. So,
Typical elf.
yeah, just with the magic of DM's Deus Ex will give you a nice colorful dress.
22. Rolled a 22.
A 22 gives you a magical dress that you're wearing. And your hair is all done nice, and Arden did like makeup and things to disguise you using his disguise kit, and you essentially look like a very, very beautiful half-elf woman. And then you guys headed off towards the Housestone Manor to try and find Ritzel, and at the same time Lash is separate from the group heading up to the old lookout. Is that right? You're all together, right? You weren't, no one else was doing
They
anything
are
else.
together, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, the three of us are going. Wasn't it 3 of us and then 2 of us, or is it all 5 of us?
I can't remember. I think you were all together.
I know me, Arden, and Walter at the very least were all together. I can't remember
Yeah.
if Carlias split off with Lash or something.
No, because Lash crept off because she
That's
did like
right.
a stealth check and ran away while you were all fawning over this. So I think,
Yep.
for the sake of it, yeah, you four are together heading towards Housestone Manor. Lash, you're heading towards the old lookout area. Let's see where we'll begin. Today's episode of Power Rangers versus Cthulhu. Way out on the outskirts of town, there is a big old large looking lookout tower. It has like a broken roof. It looks very ancient. Lash approaches it and looks it over, and it's, again, there are areas in each of these towns that you visited that look, there's some parts of the town that look very old and a lot of it looks very new. And this definitely looks like an ancient looking crumbling tower. The door is intact, and you approached it and then you put an ear up to it and gave it a little listen. And do you remember what you heard?
I don't actually. I don't recall.
Who remembers what she heard? Did I even tell you what you heard?
Not sure.
I feel like you might have said
I thought
something,
I did.
because my instinct was like, well, I'm backing away, but I can't remember why.
Didn't
I
you?
won't.
Did you whisper it to her or no? No, you don't do.
I
No,
think
no,
you
no.
actually. I think you
It was
actually.
cats.
Oh,
I remember.
maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I remember you something about yeah. You heard like a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about all I remember though. Which you just told us.
With your ear up to the door, your keen senses, your natural bird-like instincts from whence you were once a bird, probably react instantly to the sound of quite a lot of scratching and mewling noises coming from inside. There's the one thing that you can make out that's in here is that there's just definitely some cats in here. What do you want to do?
Remind me, is it night or day?
It is daytime.
Okay.
It is a bright, hot, sunny morning. Yeah, clear,
I'm
clear
gonna try
skies, no
the-
breeze.
I'm gonna try the door there and see if I can just open it.
Open the door. Yeah, the ring handle turns and lifts something on the other side, and the door easily pushes inwards. If you want to push in, you can.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna push it as wide open as it will go with a decent shove.
Yeah,
And then stand back a little bit.
give it a decent shove, and there's a lot of shuffling noises as suddenly about 4 or 5 cats run from the other side of the door and turn on you, a lot of their little wide eyes looking up at you. Different sizes, different colors, different types of cats. You estimate about 15 in total. They don't rush out at you, but they are interested in you instantly, and they start to very cautiously approach you. Give me a nature or an animal handling check.
Let's see, they're both.
See how you are with
So
animals.
I'll do.
Yeah, you see these cats begin to move towards you expectantly. They're approaching you as if they're
I want food.
as if they're they 100% just assume that you are some sort of zookeeper coming to feed them.
Okay. In that case, provided it doesn't smell too bad, I would probably go in and poke around a little bit and see if I see any human items, a bed or.
You head in. The cats kind of follow you around. It's not a very large room in here. It's maybe 15 feet across. It looks like there used to be a set of stairs that spiraled up to a lookout post on the top, and it was really not used for anything more than a couple of soldiers sitting in there. It's not like there's an open area with kitchens and rooms and quarters for people to, or soldiers to sit, or people on watch to look from. The only human-ish items you see in here are a couple of bowls that are filled with relatively clean-looking water. Is there a train?
I just started hearing that. It's like
Yeah,
a
I feel
weather-
like
got a
that might-
hurricane.
someone getting a weather alert.
It's not me. My mic is muted.
I haven't heard that sound in a long time. I love that
I
sound.
don't get weather alerts because I live in England where we
Yeah.
it's either rain or that's it, and it's not
Your
raining.
weather is the alert.
The only thing we could all, it's either coming through someone's mic or it's coming through the Dust Veil soundtrack in the
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Some little Easter eggs thrown in there for kicks.
Maybe Peachy trolled us.
No, this is a Kevin MacLeod song.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not coming through there.
Assumed it was Peachy music.
All right, well, I have no idea what it is, but I'll tell you what. You do hear that noise. Purely because I think it is possible. Give me a perception check.
Oh dear.
You would assume that there's probably a train pulling into town right now.
Oh my goodness.
While you're up here, you're quite a ways away from town. You're not really so far away that you wouldn't be able to catch a train on a very calm, quiet, non-windy day.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the train seems to have appeared in town. But yeah, while you're looking around, it doesn't look like anyone's been squatting here or living here. It doesn't look like anyone lives here at all. But it does look like someone recently-ish filled some water bowls with some quite fresh, relatively clean-looking water.
Someone is taking care of the cats. Is the train... Are the other members of my party able to hear the train from where they are?
You
Do
don't
they
know.
know there's a train coming in town?
Maybe they're not there, and you don't have the ability to read their minds.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
What?
I'm trying to reason out. Yeah, I feel like we should be watching the train now because somebody might try and bounce. Yeah, I'm gonna close the door for the kitties. I don't think I have any food.
They meow at you and mule and
Oh,
become a little more active
sad. Oh.
as you close the door on them.
Sorry, kitties.
Yeah, you close them all in. None of them seem to leave. They seem to be relatively content. Yeah, once you head back outside, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna head back over. I was there when they were making plans to go see Rixel, so I'm gonna. Is it Ritzel? Sorry, Ritzel. So I'm gonna head
He's had
over.
about 3 names in this entire thing. I honestly think I've changed it like 4 times.
Ritzel is a
I'm
pretty
sorry.
cool name.
It's because I've written it in my notes 3 different ways, and then a part of my notes I'm looking at is what it is. I think it was Ritzel and Jitzel, and Ritzel spelled differently twice, so good.
Oh my god, Jitzel's also a cool name. I'm gonna go see Ritzel Jitzel. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find my
My
part.
name's Ritzel. My mates call me Jitzel. Yeah, you start heading back down towards the town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
On your
sort of.
casual walk towards the town, you notice that there is no train. You get a pretty good view of the entire train tracks that are around Lost Stone.
What the heck? So okay. There's no train. Like I can see the station. There's no reason I would have heard that sound.
You definitely heard the sound, or you're going crazy. But you can see the station very clearly. You can see the train tracks. You can even see the train tracks going because there's a split that heads north. And yeah, there's no train here, very close.
Oh man. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna head back and tell my buddies that weirdness is happening.
Yeah. You start heading back in towards the town. You've got a pretty good idea of where the others are. The others, I would imagine, 3 of them are Scooby-Doo style, peering around a corner, presumably as Walter struts up towards Housestone Manor at my best guess as to what is happening.
Strutting. I have no idea. Well, hold on. First off, we'd have to go. What's the plan? Either of you.
Don't ask me.
Plans for you to look pretty and swoon him over.
Like, in character, I have no fucking idea who we're talking to. Or not in character, rather. I have no idea who we're talking to. I need a name.
It's Captain Ritzel or Jitzel.
Oh, was that? Okay, okay, my bad.
Ritzel Selden?
Ritzel or Jitzel. Gotcha. I thought that was someone she was going to see.
We'll go with Ritzel.
Sorry.
I apologize. If you're watching the VOD in the future and you've just watched the last episode and you're like, where the hell? It's been 2 weeks for me, okay? And I was sick during it. Leave me alone. Carry on.
So am I just asking them or him out on a date? Where am I taking him? Do we have a restaurant name?
Doesn't necessarily have to be a date. You could pretend to be a prophetess. Pull him off to the side, tell him his future. Well, it doesn't matter what you tell him, as long as you get him away from crowds so we can nab him.
Oh, okay, so just a little bit of fast talk. Okay. And you guys are here in case anything goes wrong?
Yes, just bring him out to the north side of the building,
North side,
towards
okay.
the desert,
Okay.
where there won't be anyone watching.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna walk up. Can I just look around real quick? Can I do a perception, see if there's how many people are on the roads? What's the general atmosphere like?
Yeah, give me.
Does this look like good kidnapping weather?
Yeah, essentially what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Roll 20. Nice.
This is great kidnapping weather.
Perfect. Confident.
It's a very clear, bright day.
Mm.
Not even a breeze to mask footsteps. There's plenty of people going to and from Housestone Manor, from their houses all about, from the saloon to the traders and the merchants to the temple. The Housestone Manor itself, if we imagine that you guys are probably somewhere around here, peering around to this area, you've seen, again, a couple of the watch people who are just general watchmen who are wearing basic leathers, maybe have a spear or a sword on their side. And then you have the more elegant looking knights that seem to be part of the Chancellor's personal guard, or seem to be part of the guard of the manor house itself. On the outside, this is one of the just a walled structure. There's a small, maybe an 8-foot wall with little spikes on the top that runs all the way around this manor house, with a gate that stands at the moment open with people going to and fro, although they are speaking to the 3 guards which are at the gate. The watch that are wandering around nearby, and there are quite a few. You'll notice easily, you'll spot just casual couplets of watchmen moving around, just keeping an eye. The 3 guards that stand at the gate of Housestone Manor are in pretty much full armor, plate armor. They look hot, but they're standing to attention. One of them in particular is standing there with a set of parchment and a pen, marking off certain visitors and carts that are going to and from. And then inside you can see a courtyard where there are some more guards and a lot more people, and then this very beautiful manor house beyond.
And I can just all of that laid out in front of me, guards and everything.
Everything is
gonna
just all
turn
happening around.
and
It's very casual looking, and it's an open. This area is quite open planned. It's one of the only areas that has a path again that leads up to the gate. People going everywhere, all around,
time of
milling
day
about.
is it?
Pretty early, I think. You guys, this is. You guys have only just started doing this quest, right? So it's probably
okay. So I'm gonna turn to them and
10,
go.
10, 11 a.m.
Shouldn't we do this at night when there's not as many guards?
That's not a bad idea. Or perhaps you could make plans now to meet later tonight.
Okay, that's okay. I'm not gonna take him around the back right now and. Okay.
I mean, if
Well,
you
if you're able to, then go for it. But if not, then perhaps catching him off duty would be. He's probably posted somewhere at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So perhaps take advantage of that. He can't leave if he's guarding something. That gives you the opportunity to talk his ear off. Perhaps make plans to meet up later tonight after he gets out, or his shift is over.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm not knocking him in the middle of the day. That's right in front of all the guards. That's okay. Just I'm gonna like frantically. If I just like wave my hands in the air like this, that means I'm probably gonna die, and I need you guys to get me out. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I just remember in this town, no Zephyr strikes coming to save anyone.
Yep.
Maybe I need to get up high.
Put that new trinket of yours to use. And I'm pointing at his repeater musket, which I'm still offended by.
Did you just move the?
I don't know what you're talking about there, Walter.
Yes. Maybe being up high would work.
What are you doing?
Perfectly. I think it would
Why are you laughing?
be fantastic.
That's funny. Something on my hat? Oh wait, I don't have a hat.
No, you do. You do, don't you? Did you get a new hat?
Falsely represented.
I can see the hat right there on your head. Nice hand-drawn hat.
Okay. Wish me luck. Wish me
Thank
luck. And I am going to start my walk right up to those big, beautiful open gates.
Before he goes, you're just gonna hear Carlos. Remember to, strike a pose.
Yep.
Try to look pretty.
Can I do like a pose check, Brad?
I'm just gonna kind of look at Carlisle and go, maybe you would have been better for
I'll
this.
try and like
Oh, ha.
stick out my chest and do a strut, like a very sexy. I don't know. Walter has no experience with women. Walter does not know what women do. So
Yeah,
Walter is
you
going
mean-
to like bow-legged, like crab, like walk over in whatever strut he thinks is going on.
Walter is
and
going to
works
be
well.
the worst
It's
candidate for the job.
It's horrendous, and I'd like to make a roll for it.
Walter is a half elf, so maybe he can rely on some of that half elf lithe natural charisma by giving me a performance check
Oh my
for
God.
your
Okay.
walk.
I still imagine it's terrible. I just want to know how. Oh.
Yes, it's
Okay.
basically it basically
Yeah.
looks like what you just did.
If it's that bad, I'm actually gonna run up and catch up with him. What
I'm working it.
are you doing?
I'm working it. That's what
Women do not walk this way.
I thought they worked it.
They
I
work
went to
it,
Sand
but
River
not.
once, and
They work at a different location
Oh.
than that.
So what do I do? I like a little
Just take
the shoulders. They always do the shoulders.
no.
right?
Put one foot directly in
One
front of the
foot.
other while you
Okay.
walk.
Well, yeah, I know how to walk.
No, like line your toes
Oh.
up
Oh,
in
like-
front of the heel of the other foot.
Okay. And then what about the shoulders though? That's the
The shoulders will follow because that like if walking like that will force your hips to. Just
Okay.
trust me on
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
okay?
no,
And then
okay.
kind of push him, and then
Okay.
like, there you go, and then run away.
I'm gonna go up to a guard and. Excuse me. Is Captain Ritzel in?
There are 3 guards in front of you. There's a very big-looking half-orc. There's a very small-looking halfling, and there's a very attractive-looking human. All of them male.
The hot
And
man. Going for
All
him.
of them are watching you confused, a little, half confused, half aroused, as they, as you.
We're off to a good start.
The
it's
best kind.
Probably the best possible way to approach.
Yeah.
Task. Yeah, the gentleman in the middle holding the list name, and as you approach, he glances you up and down once, and then stands a little straighter and. Yes, madam. Your name, please.
I am Josephina. What is Captain Ritzel?
Yes, I'm Captain Ritzel,
Oh,
and
I
Are
would
you
like to ask you
oh,
on a date.
madam, if you wouldn't mind,
I'm
on
from
duty.
Sin River, and I will not take no for an answer.
Madam, if you wouldn't mind, I'm on duty. I'm afraid that I am
Later
not. to
on.
consult- Later on.
After, when you get off.
The half orc behind Captain Ritzel sniggers. The halfling looks up kind of expectantly, and he looks down and said, Madam, if you wouldn't mind stepping just over here for one.
Yes, of course.
He ushers you aside and hands the pen and paper to the halfling, who, watching you kind of with his little halfling eyes, squints and follows you as you step a few feet away, and he leans in closely and says, listen,
Yes.
not one for consorting with ladies of the night during the day.
I am not a
And-
lady of the night. I am Josephina.
You are not a courtesan.
No. I would like to take
Sure.
you on a date.
Right. And you're from Sin River?
Mm-hmm.
Passing through?
I came here to meet you.
Give me a persuasion check and a deception check.
Fuck. How far off from the other two did he lure him?
Maybe 5 feet. It's not far.
Okay, so he's right there.
kind of like
Persuasion?
whispering.
I am IRL sweating. This is bad. Persuasion?
Yeah.
Deception.
He says, clears his throat, and you can see a little color rise to his cheeks for a moment, and he pushes his quite cropped short hair out of the top of his forehead away and stands straight in this shining armor. Now that you're a little closer, you see that it's not quite as gleaming as you might expect.
Seen some battle.
It's not that it's seen some battle; it's more just that it doesn't seem as pristine. This isn't
Okay.
like you would expect from like the elite guards of the palace or something like that. These guys are still probably the best knights in town, but yet on knight level they're pretty.
Yeah.
low
Okay. Okay.
The captain then says, "Well, I suppose if you're only passing through town, then what's the harm?"
Tonight at 9 o'clock, you'll meet me here.
Well, I can't meet you right here. I'm afraid you must understand. The chancellor will have my neck. And I must make
Perhaps
sure that
somewhere more private.
yes, well, my quarters are located inside the manor, so I wonder, where are you staying?
I am staying on the edge of town.
Yes,
Little risky.
you have your own abode.
Mm-hmm.
For the time being?
With handcuffs, ties.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, yes, I do have some business to attend to as soon as I finish.
9 o'clock
9 o'clock tonight, then.
on the north edge of town.
On the north end of town it is. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Quite.
Goodbye. Be gone.
I will walk away.
As you walk away, says, didn't even get her name. He stands, stands to attention and marches back up to the other two. You see from a distance the half orc gives him a little jab and he bats it away, and the halfling kind of gives him a scowl and he snatches pen and paper away and begins to go back to
I'm
his
gonna walk
work.
up to them. And,
How did?
what did I do?
I don't
get
know. We couldn't hear you from all the way. When you come back, like Raja and Carlias are playing dice in the dirt.
I thought,
Like, just
I
kind
thought you said you were like 5 feet away.
No. I asked how far you managed to get the guards.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We are across the street, probably a good 60 feet away, and trying to look inconspicuous by casting dice in the street, making it look like we're gambling.
I was sweating. There's sweat in places that I didn't think I could sweat.
Yeah, let's move out of line of sight and like take him around the corner before anyone notices.
North end of town, 9 p.m. He wants me.
Arden's
hot for
gonna
me.
start fussing over it. You're gonna get the dress all freaking messed up with your sweat. You're gonna be very angry.
Lash is also there. She just has appeared.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Lash.
Whoa, you're really sweaty.
I thought you were hard to keep track of when you were a bird. Now it's even worse. Where did you get off to without telling us?
Well, so, I didn't know why we just decided that it was Ritzel or Jitzel or whoever, just because what's his head said it was. So I went looking around.
No. We haven't decided that it's him. We've decided to at least interrogate him and see if he knows anything. We're not going to just murder him. But go
Okay.
on, what did you find?
But sometimes we do just murder people.
I personally have not.
Anyway, I found
Have
a
I?
lot of cats.
Actually, I'm not sure if I've murdered anyone.
Yeah, there was that one guy a couple years ago.
I found a whole lot of cats in the watchtower, and I heard a train come in, but then there wasn't a train.
What?
Don't suppose you've been drinking more of that adult water or anything like that.
I'm sorry.
Pretty
Fortune.
fucking time it moves.
No, I didn't have any adult water, but I heard a train. Did anyone else hear it?
There's been no train, Lash.
Nope.
Well, I know there wasn't a train because I looked for the train, but I heard it.
Did you hear a
Well,
train
what did you?
on the other side of the mountain?
No, it was like right by the watchtower, like it was there. Like it had just come into town. I'm not crazy, you know. I heard it.
What if it's an underground train?
Well, I'm just saying something weird. Underground train?
Like, what if the Emperor has an underground train?
Underground.
Underground trains. That sounds like the most dwarven thing I've ever heard of.
I don't know. I've heard rumors. There's conspiracies about the
But
Emperor.
you have heard of it.
Anyway, who's keeping all those cats in there? Because they're fed and they were friendly.
I mean, we have several hours to kill before 9 o'clock rolls around and Walter goes on his merry date. Perhaps we go investigate.
I'm already tugging on Raja. Good. Can you help me figure this out? Because there was
Okay. I'm allowing myself to be dragged.
Can I change and then come with? Can I change?
No.
Well, if you change, then
Hold
you're not
on.
going to be beautiful.
Hold on.
What?
We need to figure a way so that once the captain's moved away, we knock him out.
We hit him over the head.
That should be the easy part. Just get him around the corner and we just all jump him.
We don't want to make it obvious that he got jumped.
It's
I
not
mean-
going to matter. We're going to drag him out of town. I'm going to use my new spell. I'm going to force him to tell the truth. And if he confesses, well, then we'll just drag him before the leader of the Carvemen and let him deal with it.
We could just lure him into a house and then we could tie him down on a bed.
Actually,
I could get him and then
Yeah, you can get him in a more vulnerable position.
or
Yeah,
if you could do that. Also, I could preemptively, before you arrive, put down the spell zone and you just lure him into it. Then he'll be forced to tell the truth without even realizing it.
yeah, that could work too. Yep, of course.
We could try that. And
now-
if that fails, then we jump him.
What exactly do we do when we find out that he's not the killer? He
Well,
is an elite guard here. We can't just off him.
Well,
You
the
didn't know her
Stonetooth
pretty-
said he wanted to deal with him, so
Well, if he turns out to not be the killer, then
He still slept with
Perhaps
his wife.
perhaps he'll know who did. We can find out
Yeah.
if an affair really took place or not.
He might still know something.
And worst case scenario, we're investigating a murder. So if he really wants to go around
Wait.
spreading word that he was interrogated over a murder that he may have theoretically been involved with. That would hurt his reputation a lot more than ours. We're already wanted criminals anyway. What are they going to do? Put a bounty on our heads?
Or we could just, and I'm gonna like take a shawl and we could just not show him our face. And then, can you disguise us? Well, can you disguise us, Arden?
Yeah, here,
Again?
1 second. Just gonna take a bag out of my backpack and just put it on his head. You're disguised. You did it.
Do I look better or worse?
That just
May want to try finding a more of like a masquerade ball mask.
The bag over your head?
The point is, we hide our faces.
Look,
I
we
mean,
need
he's
to get
not
going because
incorrect.
We
I
have
was
those
actually-
masks, remember? From the desert.
Don't we have 4 of them too?
No, you're 2, I think.
Yeah, I have 2.
I might be able to make some. I would assume.
Oh, no, yeah. Sorry, you do have more because you killed the guys with them
Yeah,
on. Sorry,
we put them
you
all
found 2, and then you had 3 more
Well, they were not carved men masks. They were what?
oracles.
Oracles of the earth or whatever?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna just as we're
Just pin it on them. Fuck it.
we pull them out. Like, yeah, we could just blame it on them.
right.
Yeah.
And there are a few abandoned houses on the north end of town, so
Yeah.
but we might want to get there early in case we have to break in.
Okay, let's go take one of those cats and then bring them back to the abandoned house and then set up.
What?
It's not a bad idea.
Why are we taking the?
Why do you want a cat?
Well, he is a cat.
Why are you gonna steal a cat?
What's? They're just left there, right? You said they were just left
No,
there.
no, they're being fed and watered.
I mean, I
I
hope
see
so.
someone with a bucket just pouring
Yeah.
water on a cat. You feel better now?
Anyway, come on, hurry up, cause the ghost train thing. Let's go.
I never stopped following Lash while she was pulling me.
Yeah, I assume we're probably walking at this point.
We're walking, but we're not walking fast enough for Lash.
Yeah, you're heading up towards the old lookout tower area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's not too far. Again, it's maybe like a 10-15 minute walk with the incline upwards because you have to take a little kind of dirt trail just up like a very basic rocky incline up towards this area where this lookout is just positioned nicely over the top of the town. It also looks out over the desert, and you get a pretty good 360 view of just all around. Once you're up there, again, you are greeted by the sight of this tower, a very old, crumbling-looking thing, very rough stone, rotted away at the top, crumbled in and broken away in many places, but the bottom half is pretty firm, basic grey stone, and okay-looking door, not new, but still intact and working. Nothing else of note really sticks out. There's not like a ghost train just sitting there waiting. What do you guys want to do once you get to the base of this tower?
So this is the place where you heard a train. What, on the top floor?
Well, it just sounded like it was coming into town. It didn't necessarily sound like it was coming from anywhere, really, just around. And I didn't go to the top. Maybe we should go to the top.
I'm just gonna kind of turn and look at Arden and Carlias.
I'm already
Go
climbing.
up. I'm standing
I
down
mean-
here.
We've done stupider things. Might as well. I can talk to the cats.
I'm in a dress.
Get out of the dress. You're going to
You
ruin it.
wouldn't let me change.
Well, now. I'm just gonna start trying to take the dress off him.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna start letting him.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you too. I mean, there's no one around apart from yourselves or anyone that's looking at this.
I was
thing.
really hoping there would be people around so they see this giant fearbulk ripping the dress off of an elf.
anyone doing great perception check rolls in town can see everything, but you're climbing up the tower, Lash.
Yep. Climbing.
See, normally you would have the ability to just climb very freely and easily, but this is a very old, crumbling tower that's very. Roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh, dear. What have I done?
Hey, yeah, you start moving up this thing, but as your like little halfling legs are finding like holes to or parts of this tower that are like old window sills that you can grab onto. They're like crumbling under your hands and under your feet a lot of the way up, and you're having to like leap and just take these leaps of faith up to like areas and sections, and hoping they don't crumble underneath you. Down below, there's the wrestling Arden and Walter, and there's just chunks of rubble and stone just landing in the sand every now and then. You successfully make it up to the top of the tower. Again, it's not very, very, very tall. It's maybe about 60 feet in total, and it was maybe a little taller back in the day. But the top is basically completely gone, and you get to the top edge of it, and you're able to perch on the stones at the top and look around. It's just the top of a crumbling tower. You can see down into it, and you can see the sections where the inside of the tower once had parts of a circular stairway that went up around the side of it, which has just fallen in places. At the bottom, there are lots of cats milling around, a handful of them looking up at you. The rest of the group are fucking around at the base. You can see the town moving and milling about, and you can see the expanse of the desert around. You looking for anything in particular up here?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's not like a lever or like a hidden thing or anything up here. It looks legit, like it's just the top of a broken tower. Yeah.
Well, I don't see anything up here.
That might perhaps be because there's nothing up there.
Well, I heard something.
Why don't we just go inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try the front door.
Yeah, you open the door and you're greeted with the same reaction by these multitude of cats. Maybe 15 cats start moving towards you very slowly, approaching you as if expecting food.
I'm gonna use my ranger nonsense to just, I don't know, be on friendly terms with them. Hold on.
Ranger nonsense.
Can I find the biggest cat in the room? And
Yeah,
pick it
it's a
up?
giant, black, very thick-furred cat.
Picking them up.
Yeah.
Innate ability to communicate with beasts, and they recognize you as a kindred spirit. And I can read their basic mood and intent. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'll just kneel down and like, I don't know, poke at the whiskers of the first one that comes up at me.
Yeah. Reading the intent, it's just expecting food from you. Maybe expecting a little cuddle. One of the larger cats in the room is picked up by Walter. It takes to him, just lays there.
Can I start giving it rations? Like,
Yeah.
what are rations like fried jerk or dried jerky or? what
Yeah, it's usually like things that last, like nuts and
Okay,
dried
yeah,
meat.
All right, cool.
Absolutely, yeah. And it takes them. It sits there and begins to eat a little bit, nibble on the dried jerky that you give it.
Yeah, I'll just turn back. Someone's been feeding them pretty regularly. They're all tamed.
Can I look
Peering
around
down at
for
them.
anything in the room? Can I look for like a lever, any kind of like while I walk around with my new Bosco in hand? And
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yeah, you walk around, looking the place over. There are 2 bowls in here again with relatively fresh-looking water that was maybe placed yesterday, maybe this morning. No evidence that anybody has been sleeping in here recently or living here or anything like that. The stone floor appears to be kind of cleaned, like it's been swept at some point, but not necessarily very recently. There's a couple of areas where there's like cat piss, cat shit. But there's no levers, there's no like secret hatch, there's no doors, there's no old chests or anything like that.
Stairs?
It's really plain. The stairs are about 10 feet above you. The area where the stairs have fallen in, you can jump up to a section to it if you really wanted to jump up, and then you'd probably climb up 10 feet before you have to jump to another section. The stairs just wind around the outside, up to the area where Lash is, where there was presumably once a platform or something. Again, this is very old. We're talking like this is like the mortar and everything is crumbling. The bricks are rounded. Yeah, it's really little more than a room with an mostly exposed opening at the top.
Well,
So I'm gonna start climbing down the inside this time.
All right, give me an acrobatics check. Don't fuck it up because you'll kill all the cats.
Oh
Uh,
god.
Yeah, same thing. You probably use the stairs this time, maybe, and again they crumble a little bit, but no huge rocks fall off and crack Raja on the head or hit a cat or anything. Using the stairs and the edges of the walls, you're able to climb bit by bit around the inside before you do a little leap into the center of the room. A couple of cats walk over to you. But yeah, at your best guess, this is just an old tower with cats in. No crazy secret things. No trains.
I don't understand. I had definitely heard a train. I mean, I don't think these
Well,
guys can make train sounds.
One thing's for certain, there has been someone coming out here. I wonder if they would have perhaps... I'm going to do two things. I want to go outside and double check for tracks leading away from the building, like look for footprints heading the opposite way. Because obviously there's all our footprints leading up, so if there's a pair heading out, I want to look for that to see if there's been someone here. And then secondly, search the room for like a hidden stash of anything. Like if someone came here and maybe dropped off stolen loot or whatever.
Yeah, give me a survival check and an investigation check.
And my streak of amazing rolls continues.
To be fair, it had to even out at some point.
At some point. Yeah, you.
This has
take a
been
look
3
ar-
episodes in a row where I can't roll.
You take a look around outside for some tracks, looking about for anything that would give any idea as to who it's been here or find anything. This is pretty similar to how like it is in town, in that there's not really any thick sand or any mud or anything for you to be able to look around on the ground for anything that stands out to you as being a track or something that has been disturbed by someone in some way. That you can use it as a evidence to find someone. Pretty much nothing going on, but that you at your best guess, you're also not too sure that anyone would really leave any tracks unless it was extremely obvious, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious tracks here. And on the inside, you probably come up in the same way as Walter does, looking around. It's just a very old tower. Not really anywhere that anyone would be able to stash anything, because there's nothing to hide anything behind.
I didn't even notice that he'd already done an investigation. Oops.
He sort of did like a specific, like a random wander around. You're looking for a specific area that might, like a loose stone or something, and there's nothing like that in here. You would probably, between you, surmise that it would probably be pretty obvious as well, because the stones are so old and things. You'd probably be able to pick out something as obvious as a particularly loose stone or an area where something has been hidden behind.
Or perhaps buried.
Or buried. The floor is stone as well. It's still the
Okay.
old stone from before.
John Wick style, like encased in concrete in the
yeah,
basement.
Could be a shit ton of gold coins or whatever the fuck.
I'm going to get a sledgehammer and just start working at the floor, looking for a case of gold coins and guns.
Sure, I mean you got all day.
Okay.
That was my
Yeah,
first
no,
thought.
I'll just look up at the others and say I don't think there's anything here.
Yeah, weird, and I don't hear that train sound.
You sure you heard it?
I'm
Oh,
I mean, I
sorry.
definitely heard it.
Are you
I thought
sure
there
you're
was-
not crazy?
Well, do I look crazy? And I'm just kind of looking up at him like, come on.
So essentially-
I'm gonna bend down to a group of the cats, and using my speech of beast and leaf, I just have the ability to communicate in a limited manner with beasts and plants. They can understand the meaning of your words, though you have no special ability to necessarily understand them in return. And just kind of ask them where their master is.
Yeah, you kind of lean down and in your own way. What do you say? Do you just speak to them in common, or do you do something?
Kitties. See,
4 or
here's
5
your friend.
round up to you and
I'm
look at
gonna let Duke. Kitties. kitties, where is your master?
The kittens kind of spread around. 3 of them curl around your legs and start moving around you. One of them heads over towards Lash and starts moving around her legs. Another one heads over towards Raja. The one that's in Walter's arms kind of reacts as if he's reacting to what you're saying.
Like normal cat stuff. They're not just like vibrating weird and they're gonna like form into a mega cat or something.
No, they just start moving towards.
Okay, cool.
And
I don't know cats very well, so I'm just like
Cat Zord.
Yeah, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Then turn into a big, cat sword.
Yeah. I mean, we already got the Power Rangers coming after us. Might as well. Okay, well, let's look around. Duke, would you like to lead the way?
Duke licks and doesn't move.
Fair enough. I'll take the first watch.
What are you looking for?
Looking around for just anything that would be hidden.
Okay, yeah, give me an investigation check.
Because I don't. I haven't been paying attention as much as today's my day off, so I'm not going to really be doing any back-breaking labor.
That being said, you do an exceptional job
Here's the fake book.
of moving around the tower, pushing random tiles and pressing at areas, picking up the bowls, checking the cats themselves for any random things that might be. Each one has a letter tattooed on them. Which
Spells
would've been-
red rum. What does that mean?
Isn't the case. No, you come to a very similar investigation, really. There's really nothing special about this tower. Like, legit. This is just an old tower. And no, like, secret levers. Like, it seems very much like it should be. Like, all roads lead to this tower, and there's some weird goings on around it, but pretty
Developer Easter egg. I just liked cats. I wanted to see how they work together.
The tower is just a tower. Your investigation checks don't always need to turn up anything.
Yeah.
They turn up the answer that it is just a tower, and I think you're probably at that point that you are never going to find anything in this tower that's a secret lever or a door that turns around and reveals the villain and runs off.
Yeah. Oh shit, they found us. Well, it looks pretty normal. Lash, would you like to show us where you've heard the train?
Yes, do show us where the train was.
Okay, well, and I walk out the door. Well, I was standing right here, and I just heard the train, and I thought, oh, well, the train's here. And then I went to look, and the train was not here.
I'm gonna walk over and like kind of kneel down and put my hand on her shoulder, like, and then just kind of get real close and say, "Be honest, Lash. Do these cats share their catnip with you?"
What? That's not even funny.
It was a little funny. I laughed.
They don't even.
Carlas has
have
not
any.
gone into the tower yet. He's just been waiting outside, so just to see these two walk out and talk about it. What the hell are you guys going on about? What's in there?
Nothing but a bunch of cats.
Oh god.
Man, we didn't.
Cats,
do
cats
anything.
that are well fed and friendly, though, not wild cats.
As
Oh,
he says that,
no.
I'm walking out, cradling the one in my arm.
Oh no, we already have the Wong cat.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not a
it's-
cat, to be fair. That's a duke. This is
You're not-
actually a cat,
Yeah,
I
this
think.
You're not adopting that cat, are you, Walter?
No.
Put it back in its home.
You're carrying it away from its
I'm
house.
just carrying it
Made-
for now. It's
He made the
taken a
shifty
liking
eyes
to
when he
me,
said that.
and I'm just carrying it for now.
Do you have this really bad habit of looking off to the left when you lie?
No. No.
You just did it again.
No, I didn't. I did not. I have a cat, and it's only here for a while. Don't worry about it.
When we leave
How
town, you
many
leave
were
the,
there?
We'll leave the cat. Don't worry.
like 14, 15. There was a lot of them.
No, it's
Oh.
a lot. You can have one too.
All
Bill.
right.
How many
well-
Arden doesn't pick more up?
This was
I
pointless.
can already tell he's
Sorry,
probably got
guys.
like 7 of them on his shoulder.
I mean,
All
to
right,
tell you the
let's
truth,
just-
I don't really even like cats.
Okay, you say that.
You have 4 of them following you behind, Arden.
Get out of here!
They're mobilizing into a small colonization behind
Yeah,
Arden, building statues.
I'm gonna
of his name.
I'm gonna shoo all the cats back inside and close the door. Say, well, this is a thorough waste of time, but there is someone making trips out here to feed them regularly.
Anyway, I guess we should go set up the love nest. And I kind of smirk at Walter.
Yeah, let's let's do that.
Well, I mean, where did you hear the train? It was right here?
Yeah, right around here.
Let's investigate a little bit. Maybe someone cast a spell on you. Maybe there's something nearby.
Spell. They shouldn't be casting spells in here.
Well, I mean, it didn't stop. They should not cast spells. This is true.
Didn't stop. What?
There are some very amazing, powerful, and beautiful people that probably could figure out how to cast spells. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I guess we can take a look around outside, but sorry, guys. I really did hear a train.
Well, I think we all
Okay.
believe you. It just, we just need to figure out where it is.
I mean, y'all remember when Strings thought he heard a little fella in the caves?
No.
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that.
Yeah, I was kind of dead.
I was kind of doing more important things.
You were paralyzed on the ground.
I mean, you don't know that.
I'm already
I
poking
was-
around.
You weren't moving at all. We were trying to call for you, and you
I-
weren't moving at all.
I'm walking off with Lash, just leaving them to bicker.
In fact, that's how I died.
Brad, I'm gonna take like a minute while they're still investigating, clear out the top part of my bag and put this cat in the top part of my bag while no one looks. Can I do
Give me a stealth check
this? Nice.
and an animal handling check.
1. You drop the cat.
Okay, stealth. Let's go. Come on,
Stealth.
game. Nice. Animal handling.
Animal handling
Nice.
with advantage.
Oh,
roll again.
advantage. Okay.
You have a strange kinship with this cat.
All right.
An otherworldly kinship with this cat.
I feel like you're just like shoving the cat into the basket. Go!
Like, Walter does like a classic like da saunter backwards and just like grabs
Well-
this giant fucking cat and just stuffs it in a bag and everyone sees it and he just zips it forward. The cat's kind of okay with it, but definitely just stolen the cat.
With,
from him.
Put some rations inside the bag.
without even,
Is it
without
like
even,
as I turn, they're all looking at me like, oh.
no, it's more like I don't even turn around. You're like quietly trying to stuff the cat in the bag, and Roger just kind of stops and just says, "Do you really need to bring the cat?" Without
Yep.
even turning to look.
Yep.
You already have one.
Listen, and I imagine you guys can. I've like taken out 5 daggers, 1 crossbow, 3 swords, and like a bunch of other things from the bag. Just, listen,
Cat-proof the bag.
we have to sell these.
I'm sorry. What?
Well, I mean, he really likes the cat.
Wait,
I mean, unless someone else- okay,
just
well-
come. I'm just like
Gonna start,
I'm
like,
not. I'm nudging
limping
Lash
them.
and Carlias, and we're just continuing to walk. Just walk. Just go.
Yeah,
I'll
where are
take my crossbow back then.
Are you going to set up a trap
Mm-hmm.
somewhere?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Walter is the trap, but
It works on so many levels.
you know.
Well, I was actually going to lean into Roger. Do you think Walter's a little, like, looking forward to that?
I don't know. He seems rather.
I mean,
nervous.
earlier when you said you were going to do the trap, he was like, oh, kind of like a, well, I'm not going to get my fun, kind of, oh.
What are you asking me, Carlias? I'm honestly
I-
confused.
Just thinking maybe we should see how Walter and the captain do, and then we jump in.
Well, I feel like at a certain point, the captain is going to discover a problem. And that problem is Walter's penis. And I don't know how he's going to react.
We can jump in on the gun whilst he's got his pants down.
Well, if he's pleasantly surprised, maybe we stay out of it. But on the off chance that that doesn't happen, we should be ready to just jump him and knock him out.
Well, that's fine. I just think we need to give Walter his chance.
Fair enough. If he wanted a chance, I'm sure he would have said so.
Well, I mean, Lash is pretty.
Chance for.
Okay, we'll find maybe a closet or something we can all hide in and watch, because that's what he just gets perturbed and walks away.
I'm gonna be outside. I'm not gonna watch. That's on you.
You better believe I'm going to watch. Walter might get stabbed.
Yeah, with a penis.
Or a giant sword.
Wait. So when he jumps him, we come out of the closet? I'm very confused.
Caroline's gonna walk ahead laughing.
Lash was totally
Absolutely, Arden.
just like la la la. These guys are being weird. La la la.
What?
You
How
guys,
does Carlias manage to make it always this awkward?
I still think this is our best plan we've ever had.
you guys,
This is a great plan.
where specifically are you headed?
Lash knew of a abandoned house rather in the north, right?
Lash can
So,
find
I was-
an abandoned house in any section she wants.
She kills everyone that lives there,
Well, she
throws their
scanned-
bodies in the back.
She scanned the entire
Yeah. You
fucking
said she
town
found
for
like
a
5
place.
of
So
them.
if you want to just pick an area, Lash.
Yeah, the north side of town. Just kind of,
Like-
maybe the best looking abandoned house.
I
that
imagined
saw.
like over here somewhere,
Yeah.
right
Okay.
in that thing. Yeah.
So
Sure.
we'll just assume I'll put like a little Lash token there just so that we know
Okay.
what's going on.
Okay.
But we assume you've got a house over there on that Lash token in that section of town.
Mhm.
Lash leads you over there. She checks a couple of doors, checks a couple of windows before eventually sort of points and is like, yeah, guys, in this one. And each of you heads into what was probably once a very nice single-story building, quite a small building, but still relatively well furnished and well built. Though whoever lived here has either left or has left it long enough that it's fallen to not like ruin and disrepair, but it's been empty for some time. There's a thick layer of dust on the empty shelves of a couple of cabinets, and there's a table with a couple of chairs on it. No trinkets, no things. Whoever lived here has packed up and left. And there's a big old sign on the outside that states that this is for sale. Inside, very barren, 3 rooms, single floor. The only real furnishing in here, a couple of cabinets empty, a dresser, an old bed frame, and then a table with 6 chairs around it. Lash just opens the door and walks in.
Hey,
Wow.
this'll work.
Nice, dude.
Will it work though? It's quite run down and dusty.
Yeah, but we just have to get him in the door.
That's.
Oh, I thought the plan was to give Walter his chance.
I had the idea
Oh.
just now that instead of tying him down, we could tie me down, and then he has to walk towards me to come, and like if we put a
Carlisle
gag in my
looks over
mouth,
at Raja.
and then he sees,
Now you
and
see
he's
what
like,
I'm-
"Oh man,
Yeah,
he's
I
got
see
a
what
gag
you
in his
mean.
mouth," and then he walks in the door to come get the gag,
Walter.
like I'm kidnapped or
Walter.
something, and then
Are
we
you-
get him.
Walter,
Yeah.
we could just tie you up for fun later if that's what you want.
No, I mean like just kidnap me. Just pretend it. I mean, I don't want to be tied up. I want it to be.
You literally just
Well, I mean-
invented an absurd scenario to justify us tying you up.
Listen, I just want to be useful, okay? I don't have magic.
And you feel like you'd be more useful tied up?
If bondage
really
is what
hard.
makes me useful, then bondage makes me useful, Raja.
Hey, he said it.
Look, guys, let's just.
I'm just saying,
I'm gonna
but
tidy up a bit, and I'm
seems
just
like he wants his chance.
I'm gonna
you
help
know?
her
start
too.
tidying.
And I'm just gonna start like.
You each tied in up.
I am.
Yeah, we're gonna go clean the kitchen or something.
Carlisle's gonna
We
like
should-
set up candles and such and prepare them.
I'm gonna focus on the windows and things that you can see from the outside that maybe, would indicate abandonedness.
Yeah.
Well, we do need to make the place less filthy, regardless. Otherwise, he'll come here, take one look at the place, and
Not if
No,
I'm
no.
We still have
kidnapped.
that.
he probably has his own quarters somewhere, right?
Yeah, inside the castle, he
in
said.
the castle.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good. Because
Yeah.
if he sees this place and how run down and filthy it is, he'll probably suggest retiring to his quarters instead.
No,
So we may not have much time. As soon as he comes in here, we should probably make our move then.
So
We don't
tie
have that
me
piss
up
blanket,
like
do
I'm
we?
kidnapped, and he goes to save me. Like, what if I even let out a yelp or something, and then he opens the door, and you drag me into
Your
a room?
best Yelp impression.
See, it's pretty good. I just
I
Hey
think
Roger,
should
do we
tie
still
you
have
up
that
and
piss blanket?
Wait for him outside.
The piss blanket. No, unfortunately, that was lost in the temple in
Right.
Shallow Scar. Yes,
I was gonna say, maybe we could
when
have
we
laid
fought the
that down.
vampire.
Maybe we could have laid that down, and Walter pushes him on the bed, and all of a sudden, oh, he can't get up, help.
we really should have gotten that thing back.
Look, guys, can you just help me clean?
And I'm like wiping the windows.
I am, yeah.
Wait, hold on. You want the windows to be as dirty as possible, so no one else can look in.
No, they have to be clean. Otherwise, he's gonna know it's a trap.
You need like blackout windows.
No, you can clean the windows and close the shutters, Carlias. Have you never seen a house before?
I
I'm just like,
pretty damn broken to me.
I'm just gonna close the shutters. Are the shutters intact enough to actually block out the view, or are they like completely run down where you can just like look through them anyway?
Let's
That one's
see.
half open.
Roll me a D20.
Okay. I'm just gonna, he's saying we need blackout windows, and have you never seen a house before, Calais? They have shutters, and close it and two.
No, there were barely shutters left.
Oh.
See what I mean?
Yeah, you may have a point.
Leave them
I'm
dirty.
just saying, it
Leave them
can't
dark.
be dirty.
Well, is there not a bed quarters here that has its own private room?
Yeah, is there, can I look around and get the general layout of the...
Yeah, you've got like, okay, I'll give you a floor plan on the left-hand side of
Okay,
the
cool.
thing, if I can. Let me see here. Right. And then, boom. You got
Okay.
this.
Yeah. This is my favorite, dude. I love doing this, so I appreciate it.
Let's see if I do this. Can I? Okay, so you got your like main room. This is not big enough, is it? Main room. In here, Jesus. Okay,
Okay.
and then
Oh, okay. So we're all cool.
there's a table in there. Then you got like a bedroom,
Bedroom there, and like a bathroom
And
in the back or a
then-
kitchen.
a little kitchen room, yeah.
Okay.
A little
cool.
like a basin
Yeah.
thing was probably used in the bedroom or the main room, but it's not a big flashy house. It's just well made.
Okay.
It's nice for this town.
Thank you.
We'll call this one the basin room. My thing doesn't let me. Washroom. Washroom.
Is there a bed in the bedroom as like I open the door?
So in the main room, you have a couple of cabinets, an area where there was probably a stove or a cooking pot area. That there's none of that stuff there anymore. An area where people probably like washed in the washroom, and then there's nothing in that room. And then there's a bedroom where there's an old cabinet, empty, and a bed frame for a double bed kind of sized bed frame. Nothing on it, no feather mattress or anything nice. Completely unfurnished, bar from a bed frame, a couple of cabinets, shelves, and then this table with a bunch of chairs.
We need a bed. We should buy the neighbor's bed.
Wait, what?
Just
Why?
to give an impression. No.
we can
we
make
don't.
one.
We
like a nest.
literally
What, don't
just
we-
need him to set foot in the building.
Yeah, wait a minute. We're overcomplicating this.
Oh.
The way does make it look nice from the outside? He'll just think you're staying here, and he'll come in.
Told you guys. He really wants his chance.
I mean, we could buy a couch at least, so he like opens the door and doesn't run.
We are not.
Walter, we can't buy a couch.
What?
We are not buying furniture.
You guys are breaking a poor man's heart.
We
I was almost gonna say we could steal the couch.
we already agreed to tie you up. Is that not enough to satisfy whatever's going on in your mind?
No,
There's
you
no,
need to
I'm
buy
just
a
trying to
couch.
help. We gotta sell it. He's gonna know.
Well, as long as we get him in the door, look, I can.
I
be
agree.
Hiding
But what
inside
if
the
he
door.
opens the door and then there's just nothing in the main room and he's like,
Well,
"Oh,
he's
you
already
go,
in there.
you go
Grab him. Get in here,
All right.
Ritzel.
Okay. Do we just wait now?
I'm kind of hungry.
I suppose. Well, we can
Cool.
eat here. We have rations.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna get things out to cook in the middle of the room then, and start cooking food.
Well, yeah, we
I'm
can.
gonna sit at one of the chairs.
We
and-
could just wait till tonight, and then either you go out and meet him and bring him here, or if you're really thinking that his nightly order training will come to mind if you start screaming or making muffled whatever damsel in distress noises, that he'll come running. Either way, as long as he steps in the building, it doesn't matter.
All right.
Although
You may want to have an hour beforehand to get him all, prepared and dressed
and
up.
that and if you do go with this pretending to be kidnapped thing, you must be aware that he will then be on guard. Might be harder to clock him over the head if he's paying attention.
Try not to sound like you're in panic, more coyfully playing, kind of,
What? How do you even coyfully play? I don't get it. What is that? Do you do that with? Like,
Have you never been with a lady?
no.
Wait, does
Do I
my
look
chainmail
like I
have a
have?
coif? Can I just throw it at them? Coifully playing! I'm gonna go take the for sale sign out of the front door and bring it inside.
Yep.
I'm gonna let the cat loose.
And the rest of you are just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a seat at the table.
Are we
now.
doing like a Skyrim?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, we
press.
do like
We're
a-
gonna press T
we're
and
gonna
fast
press T
forward
and
time
fast
like
forward.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You guys start doing the best you can to prepare this area, this house, to look approachable from the outside, and cleaning it up and looking around. Walter starts cooking some food. Duke licks his paw and cleans his head, and back over at the old tower area. For the rest of us, players, you can close your ears and eyes. There's a scraping, shuffling, scuffling sound that comes from beyond the tower, from somewhere down in the crevices on the side of the bouldering mountainside, on the further side, on the other side of town. And a scratching noise and the sound of something being dragged along, something that seems to be kind of heavy, a sack dragged through the dirt, and we hear a strange little voice say, "Where's got the X's? Gotta get the X's! Gotta get the X's!" As it drags this little thing, we see a small, robed figure dragging a sack with something in it up towards the old lookout tower. And that's where we're going to go to our break for the evening.
God
And,
damn it, Gum Gum.
We'll see you. Maybe it's Gum Gum. We'll see you in a few minutes.
I swear to God, Brad. We'll be right back. Swear to God if that character comes back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. We're in the town of Lost Stone. You guys have spent the day camped out in this wonderful home that you have commandeered for the day. It's now clean. From the outside, maybe you've lit a candle on the inside and it looks like a lived-in home, like you might have it, like it could be yours. The moment you open the door, you'll see that it's abandoned. But because of the smell of cooking from Walter's lunch, you know, there's a sense of homeliness.
We have a cat. We have meals cooking.
You've got a cat. There's another cat hidden away somewhere. Got 2 cats now. Duke and Roscoe.
Roscoe, yes. There we go, Roscoe.
Yeah, the sun is setting. Sunset's pretty late, but we'll say maybe it's like 8:45. 8:45. And Walter is probably redressed in his drag. Back in drag. Back in drag.
Do we have to do anything for it, or is it just the same as before?
I feel like it was a good enough roll that you can just redo it.
Okay.
Without rolling again. This is just how you look. This is your particular outfit for now. If you do it for some other task, then you can re-roll it. But for the sake of seducing Ritzel, you you look good. What do you guys want to do?
Is he tied up yet, or?
We're actually doing that?
He needs to be out in the street.
Doesn't he need to go like flag him down?
Well, I mean, what if?
Actually, I do know a way we could bait him in here.
How?
I'm gonna pull out the ever-smoking bottle thing that we picked up in the cave. I can open this. You've seen how much smoke it makes. You could pretend the building's on fire.
Yeah, but wouldn't that
Why
attract?
would he run into a burning building?
To rescue his fair maiden.
But
Oh.
if he's already coming here that would just attract other people, though. No.
Yeah,
way
you
out-
should
way
just
out.
wait outside for him.
Yeah.
He's coming to the
Yeah.
north edge of town anyway.
But the smoke would also conceal us inside the building, and he wouldn't know we're here.
Yeah,
Well,
but
we
you
can
guys
hide
could
in
just.
this room back here.
But then we
And
wouldn't be
again,
able
I'm
to see
tugging
each
on
other
Roger.
either.
We don't need to
Over
see each
here.
other. We
Alright,
just need to
here.
see him.
Oh,
Look, we'll
hold on
decide.
now.
Here's the deal,
Before you
okay.
go swinging around.
Okay. No, I've got it. No tying down. Nothing.
I
I'm gonna
think
make
it's
him
for
dinner.
the best that you just walk out there and meet him
Yeah.
and bring him back here.
I'm gonna make him dinner, and the second I sit him down, one of you comes up behind him and smacks him on the head.
Well,
We
we
don't need-
can't ask him any questions.
Yeah, but
We don't even need to smack him on the head.
Oh, we're not taking him somewhere else to ask questions.
We could just keep him here in
No,
this
let's just
building.
Close the door.
We close the door. We then have him in an abandoned building.
This is a good idea.
Oh, wait. No, you're right. That won't work. Because we're still within the city limits. I can't use the spell.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have to take him to
What
the desert.
spell?
Remember?
The truth spell. I can force him to speak the truth, but not here.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah.
well then we probably do need to conk him out.
We knock him
I-
out.
I'm not it. I'm not tall enough.
No.
What if you
it'll
hid
be a
under the
co-
table? He would never see you.
Maybe all 4 of us at the same time with large blunt
Okay.
objects just
I got it. What I'll do
simultaneously.
is I'll flip the table into his face to surprise him, while the 4 of you come out from underneath the table and hit him.
We can't
You
be
Yeah.
up.
do realize the table can be
We
easily
just have to be in the
separate
back
from
room.
door, right?
And then we'll just come out. You just make sure you close and maybe lock the door.
Yeah, but he might get suspicious if he hears it lock.
Okay, well
How
don't
about
worry
this?
about locking.
How about Arden, Callias, and I just wait across the street until we see him go in. Then we'll wait 30 seconds and we'll walk across the street and we'll all just barge in on him.
Oh yeah, and then Arden can block the door.
Yeah, and then I can be the damsel in distress. Just punch me
Yeah,
in the
I'm
face
gonna
to make
hide
it
No,
look
you
realistic.
don't have to be in distress. You can sit there. You bait him into the house,
Carlisle
and then
is gonna put his hand over Raj's mouth. This is what he wants. Raja. You gotta grow up one day. Who are we to prevent
I'm just
him
gonna,
from
I'm just
bringing
gonna,
idea?
I'm just gonna take one finger and just kind of like slowly poke Carlisle's hand off and say, "Should we tie you up again, or go back to the tying you up idea?"
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll make him dinner. You guys
Okay,
barge
we're
in.
going to wait
Hey,
across. the
maybe
street.
he'll like it if
That's
you
the whole
throw
plan.
the table on him. You may
We're going to. I'm just
dominate
grabbing.
something.
I'm grabbing Arden and Carlisle. We'll be waiting
I'm-
across the street. And
I'm just saying, maybe
going outside the
Relax.
building.
Remember to flip the table on his lap.
Lash.
Just shut up.
Hide in a
and go.
cupboard, and then if he gets aggressive, maybe by accident, before they can come in, I don't know.
Okay.
It's
Just for
30
backup.
seconds.
Dude, a lot can happen in 30 seconds, Raja.
Yeah, I'll hide in the cupboard, and I'm like already getting into the cupboard, tucking in.
I'm gonna be very.
With a halfling, all I can imagine is like that one cupboard that's next to your stove that's like this big, and you just
Yeah.
The one that you don't put anything in because it's too narrow to be useful.
in.
Yeah.
She just goes in. Yeah.
And it's like suddenly halfling. Oh, hi. Didn't mean to disturb you there.
Everyone give me
Hey, Walter, if he asks what's on for the menu, just say you.
Yeah, well, that was the plan. Yeah, I was gonna tell him that. I've got a whole speech worked up in my head.
I turn back to Raja.
Perception
See how
check.
much he wants this? Just
All right. Okay. You have failed all of your perception checks. Elias was speaking. Walking up the street, very close to where you are, is a very attractive-looking human whistling.
Fuck.
Short cropped blonde hair, very fine-looking face, shaved, nice set of teeth, a white pressed tunic, wonderful trousers. What are they called? Jerkins. Fresh, clean-looking boots, single rose in one hand, and he's walking along, strutting his stuff, a short sword on his hip, and the whistling.
In the bedroom. In the bedroom. In the
He's
bedroom.
right there. He's right outside.
In the bedroom. Go to the bedroom.
Nope. I'm just walking away from it. And then as soon as I see him, or like, I'm going to avoid making eye contact, but as soon as I notice him, I'll just turn to Carlisle and say, right then, any other furniture we need to move today? Or is that the last one?
I think there was a bed or some kind.
Okay, let's go do that. And then I'm just going to start walking away from the dude.
Is he like right in front of the house?
Yeah, he's like right there, and
Yeah.
he looks at each of you as he
And I'm saying that loudly enough that he can hear it too.
yeah, he gives you kind of each a glance and just doesn't really think much of it. Kind of, he looks down his nose at
Nice.
you a little. You two rough-looking, disgusting, dirty peasants. And then is the door open?
Yeah, I think I'd be there and be oh, hello. How are you?
Yes.
Captain Rizzo, hello.
It's very good to see you again.
Yes, you as well.
He glances left and right. Do you mind if I come in?
Yes, please do come in.
And he holds out. Like he takes a couple steps in.
Oof.
Huh? He takes a couple steps in blithely like this. All right, have this wonderful rose that I found
Oh,
for you.
thank you
Very
so
difficult to
much.
find plants, of course. And
So
purchasing
go.
a rose is
Perfect.
extremely
Amazing.
it's-
I remember one
very
day when I was a
druid
small
and sales.
young woman. A
He
man
stopped.
gave me a flower.
He
Oh,
looks around the room and says,
And he gets a bag over his head because we're already coming back. As soon as
I'm
soon
gonna
as
like
he walks
punch
in,
as hard as I can, which is probably
I
not that
just
hard.
walk in. I just walk in and like take one of the item sacks out that we have and just immediately bag his head and try to put him into a chokehold.
all right,
punching
you
him in the
give me,
face.
Give me an athletics check.
If I hit him in the nose, does that give him advantage?
Oh yeah, are we all grabbing him or is it just?
Yeah,
I definitely would have
Carlisle's
You
will be
do-
helpful.
He's going over. I'm punching him in the face out of
Arden's
absolute
not
fear.
helping.
his arms.
He's waiting for the yeah. I'm still waiting for the plan to happen. Just like, wait, what?
Yeah. So you're punching him. You're grabbing him.
I'm gonna
what-
grab him and I'm also gonna say, I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna say, if you make noise, you die. in his ear.
To feign it, I'm going to go, ah! Strange man!
Shut up!
In my home!
I'm gonna
That I own!
I'm gonna punch Walter. I guess I can't. I'm gonna I'm gonna just put the bag over his head and then try to grab him and say, if you speak, or if you yell, you die.
Wait, we're supposed to have the masks on. Who had the masks?
Shh.
He reaches for his short sword that's on his hip, and as soon as you whisper that he'll die, he like lets it go and then puts his hands up and kind of muffledly speaks through the sack. What's going on here?
Carlo's gonna tie up his hands.
We've got some questions for you, and you're going to answer them.
Yeah, but right now you better shut up, or we will kill you.
I'm
And
gonna
I look
start-
up at Roger.
I'm gonna start handing out the masks, like, hurriedly as well.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Exactly. Shut up and then answer our questions.
and go in the
Put mine
other
on.
room. Go into the bedroom and get changed.
Don't you know who I am? Yeah, so you tie him up, punch him, drag him into another room.
No, we're dragging him
I'm
out of
gonna-
town.
Oh, you're dragging him out of town now?
I mean, yes, we want to do this quickly and get him out of here before he makes any noise. I'm just gonna start heading
Yeah,
north.
I'm gonna change and then catch up.
Like
All
maybe throw the mask on real quick and then just immediately start dragging him.
Yeah, where's
north.
the couch? We could throw the body in the couch that we
Trying
don't have.
to hide? How are you doing this? You like running with this fucking dude with a sack over his head and dragging him along? You
Well,
picking him up?
if we've intentionally picked an abandoned building on the far north end of town, does the coast look clear outside, or are there people around?
It looks relatively clear. I'll put it this way: the DC is a lot lower.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna make a break for it
Oh,
now.
I'll be.
Hey, wait, we're not even
Walk.
gonna gag him. When he could shout for guards.
He can shout and I'll slit his throat, and I'm gonna say that loud enough for him to hear it.
Wait, isn't there just like a cabinet or an armoire or something in here? Is something?
Yeah.
Can we just throw him in that? I'll just carry him out. We're the movers, right? Yeah, I have like
you could try to talk Raja out of it, but he pretty much has it in mind to just drag this guy into the desert, and
I
that's
mean-
what he's trying to do.
Raja. If
The guy's kind of he doesn't seem to be fighting you necessarily. You know,
But he still has his armor on. What if somebody sees his armor?
you
Should
all
we
stop-
wrap him up?
he doesn't have his armor on. He's in like.
Oh,
he's
right. Sorry, you described his outfit. I apologize.
I mean,
finery.
Raja, look at this. See, I can just pick this up. I remember I'm real big and strong. We put him in there, and if he doesn't make a noise and he's a good boy, we will take him somewhere nice, ask him questions, and then release him.
Fine, I'll shove him into the armoire thing that Arden's holding.
Before Raja does, Carlos is gonna take off the sword from the hilt.
Okay, yeah, you're taking his sword.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, you take his sword away from him and then shove him into an armoire.
Now, sweetie, you need to be
Like
quiet, okay? We're the oracles of hope, you could tell because of our masks, and we're totally good people.
I punch him in the nuts. as
Stop!
well.
Stop
You better
talking!
Shut up in there.
Oracles of hope.
I'm literally grabbing Arden by the face. Stop talking. Start walking. And just taking
Fine.
the armoire and dragging it. Move and walking out of town.
Just
All
grab
right,
one
give
side
me
of the armoire.
athletics checks. Whoever's carrying the armoire. Speaking
I'll
of
do a
I'm
part of it.
scouting around.
So I count as one size larger with determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can pull, drag, and lift.
Oh,
Push,
okay.
drag, and lift. Do
Yeah.
you want me to do anything?
athletics Anyway. Just
Okay.
to see how.
Normal?
Yeah, you guys deal with it easily. You can lift this thing if you want and carry it like a fucking coffin bearer, pull bearer. You take
Interesting choice of words there, Brad.
drag the armoire, turn it sideways. He's inside.
I haven't stabbed anyone in a while. I wouldn't mind stabbing someone who was
Stop
loud.
making so much noise. Shut up.
Yeah, you shuffle the armoire outside and then just walk out into the desert.
Yeah, just
With the
literally walk north.
Scott,
With,
yeah,
I'm gonna catch up with
a
them after a
freaking
minute.
dresser.
marching a dresser out. Yeah, like looking around, it doesn't look like anyone takes any particular note of you. You can give me perception checks if you want to look back particularly and just check.
Well, based on the athletics rolls, the other two guys are lifting it so easily that Raj is like carrying it, and then he realizes that it's just not making a difference with the other two, and he's just like, okay. And then now I'm just gonna like watch our 6 while we're retreating from town.
Yeah, I'm running up behind.
Yeah, you guys head out. How far do you want to go? Like, just like, I mean,
If there's like sand dunes or something, just over the first one, just break line of sight of the town far enough out there that people aren't just going to look up and go, "Oh, hey, it looks like a brutal interrogation going on right there."
Yeah, there's no like sand dunes, but there's like a rocky, hilly bluff kind of area, and you can just head over one of the hills and then head down into a section that's kind of like a dip. It seems far enough away that the sound wouldn't carry particularly easily to the town nearby, and set the armoire down far enough away from town that you feel comfortable, and there's no real line of sight. Like, where you are is hidden down in between a set of kind of rocky, bouldery bluffs, and from inside the armoire there's a kind of a whimpering.
Okay, so when we get around the bluff, I'll just say, okay, set it down here, and then like drop the thing in, and then he's just gonna hear chanting for a second. Does this thing take time to do? No, it doesn't. I can cast it instantly.
That's even more ominous.
Yeah, he's just gonna hear like some very brief elvish chanting for a second, and then just whoosh, like he hears something being burnt around him as I'm casting Zone of Truth, and I'm putting a circle around the armoire, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on the point of your choice. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there must make a charisma save, and on a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails the save. The creature is aware and can avoid answering questions by basically dodge the question. Such creatures can be evasive as long as they remain within the boundary of the truth.
Charisma save. That was terrible.
Yeah, my DC is 15.
Yeah. Well, you know he fails that.
Okay. So I would assume he can feel that from inside the armoire, and then just the armoire, like the door of the armoire opens, but because it's laying on its back, it's just like a hatch opening above him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still got the sack on his head, so he's still in. Don't understand.
I'll just leave the sack on his. I'll leave the sack on his head. We didn't gag him, did we?
No.
So he's just like talking muffled through the sack.
Pull it up like above his mouth, maybe.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just gonna say, what was the lady's name? The wife's name?
Abigaila.
Abigaila. I'm gonna say, Abigaila Stonetooth. Tell me everything you know.
Oh, I don't understand. What do you mean? What do I know? She's dead.
Who killed her? Do you know?
Oh, why would I know such a thing? I don't know.
Were you having an affair?
An affair? She was rather old. She's not really my type. No, of course I was not having an affair with Abigail.
Yes or no? Were you having an affair?
No.
I'll just turn and look at the others.
I don't know. If you want money, my family are rather rich. And once we get, just set me free. I'll kill my father.
We don't need your money. Do you know anything about who may have killed her?
What do I know? Who would have killed her? I assure you, if I knew who killed her, I would have her arrested. As you know, I am a captain of the Chancellor's personal guard.
Well, I'll just turn and look at the others. Well, he has to be telling the truth. He can't lie.
Or are we still not outside of the stone?
No, we're far enough outside.
The lady you met earlier today who asked for the date.
Yes.
Rate out of 10.
Rather attractive. And
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, I have to say a 9.
Turn back to Walter.
I'm just giving him like a silent like.
She was a little awkward at first. She didn't really present herself as a lady of the court, but it would have been a 10. I'd marry a woman like that if she came from rich blood, of course. I can't marry a peasant woman passing through town. It was just a disgrace to my family. I was sold and named. I don't understand. Who is she? What did you do to her, that poor woman?
We were hired to find the killer, and all the fingers pointed at you. But
On me? I would never kill a woman, a defenseless woman. I'm a guard, the Chancellor's personal guard. Please don't kill me. Please, I'll give you anything. I'll find beautiful women, money. What do you know? What do you want? Oracles of hope. You're religious zealots, aren't you? What do you need? Your own temple? I'll see if I can find your own temple, please. Don't.
I drag Raja away.
What
And I
is it?
whisper, so we could use him to get an advantage.
How so?
Chancellor's men want us all dead.
I don't think it's worth stirring that pot.
He doesn't think we're related to them, connected to those individuals at all.
How in the world would we get an advantage out of this?
Ask for any information on whether the Chancellor and the Emperor talk and shit like that.
I feel like it's better to just keep our heads out of it. Like, if we start asking him about us, our real names and such. Speaking of which, Arden called me Raja in front of him, that blundering idiot. So now if he's paying attention, he knows who we are anyway. But I think it would be best to just keep our names and faces out of it entirely.
We can ask for schedules and such.
Schedules of what?
People coming in. If the Emperor is sending men, you get an advantage on getting out of here.
I mean, if you want to ask him questions like that, then go for it, but I don't see the point. I think we should just stick to the task at hand, find this killer, and then get out of this town as quickly as we can without getting involved in anything bigger.
Right. Walk back over. I
during-
suppose there's any important people in town. Maybe from Crimson City or...
Important people. There's often important people in this town. They hold the Chancellor's ball here in a few months, but at the moment, no, I don't know of any important people. The Chancellor himself, of course, is probably the most important man. A couple of nobles. Why?
It's okay, sweetie. We're not going to hurt you. We've made a mistake, it looks like. We are on your side. We're trying to help. And
On my side?
well, think of it this way. We thought that maybe someone in the guards, not you, of course, were behind the murder. And we wanted to get you out of town because you, look at you, a strapping man that is you. Well, you might be thought of as the killer, like we said earlier, right? Remember that? And we wanted to get you out of town and make sure that you were okay and innocent, of course. We have to
Am
be
I in
very
a coffin?
diligent. No, it's an armoire. Look how beautiful it
We
is.
were hired by your family to keep you safe.
Family to keep me safe?
You realize you're all, like, depending on how far away you're standing, you guys can't lie to him, right? Unless you beat my DC 15 charisma.
It's not a very big circle.
Unless
is it?
you're yelling at him from 20 feet away.
I thought it wasn't a
then
very big circle.
It's a 15-foot radius, which means a 30 feet across. So you'd have to back up like 20 feet and be yelling at him to lie to him.
Why are you all shouting at me? Away.
Okay.
Sweetie, it's a zone of truth. We can't get near you. Otherwise, it's gonna mess it up. You can have one person in a zone of truth.
I just wanted to see if I would beat it.
Must be a sanctioned wizard. You're casting magic. Why would you do this to a Knight Chancellor's guard?
We're protecting you.
You
You can't cast magic in town. We had to get you outside. And if someone saw you, sweetie, that's why we put you in the armoire. Very nice, by the way. You would be attacked. We
Why
can't
did you
let
hit me
your
in the head?
life be at
I
risk.
think you broke my nose, my beautiful nose.
No. Watch. Look. I can fix that.
What was there a We had another clue that there was like a. See, now it's hard for me to remember because it's been a couple of weeks since the last session, but we had a clue that there was like a guy in a dark robe, right?
Big, dark robe, like really large stature.
I can't
That
remember
was
if
all
the
we
large...
got. That was all
Okay.
we got. Was just big, and we knew he was large because of the footprints and like how much the grappling hook sagged, and the guy saw him. That was all we
Right.
were given, I think.
If he's not gonna freak out, I can, and he wants it to, and he's gonna calm down, I'll heal his nose.
You can heal his nose.
Yeah, I'll look back at the rest. I could just heal his nose. We didn't.
We could do that after we're done asking questions. Now, if you are
That's fine.
quite finished,
Wait,
do you know?
Probably
Do you know
not.
who? Do you know anyone who wears dark clothing, heavy set, potentially suspect as a thief, bad reputation?
In this town? Don't you know where you are? You ask any one of those fucking brigands at the Carved Men. They're obviously the ones who would have done it.
But certainly they're not all very large. Is there anyone in town with a reputation for trouble that is remarkably big statured?
Oh, with big stature, they come and go. But I don't really mess with them. And then with that ragtag band of brigands, I try and stay away from the place. I think I've been there once my entire life.
Someone wearing heavy boots, looking like soldiers' boots, quite large.
Soldiers' boots, quite large. Well, there's a couple of half-orcs in the watch.
I'm just gonna look at the others. I think he's useless to us.
No, please don't kill me. Who'll feed my cats?
No, we were sent by your family.
Cats.
Oh, yes, please. No one will feed the cats now.
You're the one keeping the cats.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Where's that
Oh.
black cat?
There is no black cat. There is no black cat.
You understand? I adore them. They're all I have now.
Open the bag.
Finds me with all these cats. He'll set them free. We'll
Open
have
the
me
bag.
cramming doors for a week, please.
The cat's back in the house.
Oh, you didn't bring the cat?
No, it's back in the house.
My friend, we are not going to hurt you. Like I said, we're helping. Look, I even have a cat to myself. See? This is
Oh, I
Duke.
can't see anything. It's a sack on my head.
Okay, well, there's Duke.
Can I
say
take it
hi.
off?
I don't know.
No, he
People-
cannot.
Okay,
Fix his
well,
nose, and then let's
Here,
get out.
let me fix your nose.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See, we're not trying to hurt you. I'm sorry about the bumpy ride. And Kitty Duke, say hi.
What?
Duke.
I'm gonna
Cat
poke him.
food.
Duke,
Quiet.
just meow or something. Jesus. There, see, look.
Little kitty.
Yes, bad people don't have cats.
Ah!
Oh, that's gross.
We should put him back where we found him.
Nonsense. Just leave him here. Let's go. He can untie himself.
That's
Well,
I'm gonna whisper to Roger.
Well, we're trying to, do we think we can convince him that we're on his side? Because when he
I
gets back to
doubt
town,
it.
he's going to be very angry.
Who cares if he's angry? He doesn't know who did it.
Yeah, so
Right, but he does seem to be connected.
So
He will find out.
we untie him and then we close the door of the armoire, put him back in the house, and then run.
No. He'll just wriggle his way free easily. What? Why do we have to argue over everything?
Because this is who we are.
All right,
I'm
fine.
just gonna
Fine.
I'm gonna turn to the armoire and say, all right, we know you're telling the truth because you can't lie while this spell is in effect, so that means your name is cleared. We're going to find the killer behind it. If you try to interfere, we'll be back.
Oh, no. Please, Abigaila was one of my friends. She truly was. I want to capture her killer as much as you do. Make sure you turn them over to the authorities.
Can you prevent the guard from interfering?
Well, prevent the guards from interfering with what?
With us trying to investigate.
Well, I could try. Just a captain.
Wait 15 minutes and then go home.
Let's
go. And
Of
then I'm just gonna motion for everyone else to leave.
I'm
Yeah,
out.
I'm
I'd
gonna go
already
pick
be
my
walking
cat back
home.
up.
As soon as we're like 20 feet away, Ross is just going to turn to the rest of the group and say, you all talk way too much. We gave him so much more information than we needed to. And Arden, you used my real name, so...
It's a very good name.
There are probably wanted posters all over town with my name on it, and now he
There
knows.
already are.
Yes, and now he knows it was me.
But no, maybe there's a Raja as part of the Hope people.
Well, hang on. He was probably pretty stressed out. Maybe he didn't hear at all.
Yeah, maybe he heard Jara.
Mm-hmm. It's very common name.
Uh-oh. Brad rolled. And he's
I
not,
know.
he's not telling you.
Yeah, why don't we have any mind-altering frickin' spells? Jesus.
I know, right? Like Obliviate.
Yeah. I'm looking through
so-
all my spells. I'm just like, well, I can shoot him with sunlight. That's cool. That'll change it. That won't help.
I have more damage.
Yeah,
And then
That
more
worked out
damage.
really well. You guys probably head back towards the Lash House.
The Lash House.
There's some sobbing from behind you from the armoire as you guys head away. It doesn't seem like he's jumping out or anything. Doesn't look like he's following you at all.
Poor dude.
And
Fucked his day up.
and we stole
He's having a really terrible day.
We stole his cat and then we fucked him up and then left him in the fucking desert in an arm.
We didn't do too much. I mean, we punched him once. It wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna get any either.
That's the worst part is we cock blocked him.
We did.
What do you want to do now?
We should
Let's
probably-
go punch and kidnap more people.
We should probably go talk to what's his face, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
I mean,
now we know it
now
wasn't
it-
him. We didn't really have. Sorry, go on.
Well, we got sidetracked. He couldn't. It wasn't him at all. Now I don't know where to look.
What if it was the husband, and this was
I
just
said
like
that,
a
and he was just trying to cover up.
as like this is like a scapegoat.
But then he wouldn't have asked us to keep the investigation quiet. Remember, he told us not to mention that we were investigating. He would have tried to make a show of investigating.
Arden, didn't you say you have a spell you can cast that will simply locate the stolen jewels and probably lead us to the thief anyway?
I mean, I was just gonna ask God tomorrow.
What?
What?
You can talk to. There's a.
Yeah, why not? Can't you?
I didn't think he was real.
I mean, I don't know who it
I'm
is.
just
Someone
gonna,
answers.
I'm just gonna give her the. I'm gonna give her the biggest "Are you stupid?" look. Like,
Oh,
Realize we
it's
met a
Yeah,
god on the train.
Arden had tea with one.
Yeah, he was nice.
did you just
that guy.
say
We
you don't
changed
believe?
numbers.
Did you just say you don't believe in the gods, like the ones that we've already physically seen,
Well,
the
we
ones
did
that have
see it.
sculpted the planet,
Don't you have a tattoo?
the ones with historically recorded wars against mortals?
I mean, they probably weren't always gods. They were probably like, wonderful clerics at first, and then ascended, like we all should.
Perhaps.
Yeah, the Titan.
Let's just wait till morning and have you divine it out.
Well, why don't we just go back and investigate some more? I have nothing else better to do, and it's really funny watching you guys furrow your
also need to take
brows
back
and try
his
and do
cat.
the thinking.
You need
It's
to take his cat back as well.
It's already gotten quite late.
Yeah, it's quite late. We shouldn't take the cat back yet. Carlias would take it back tomorrow.
Walter, you realize he's gonna be there. He's probably gonna go there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Realize that one of his cats is missing.
14 cats is fine for him. He's okay.
14 cats is a lot of cats.
I mean, I feel like I could give him Duke, but the bastard would probably just come after me again. Ugh. Disgusting creatures.
I'm just staring at Raj now with just like a really.
What?
Hey, if he can have a
What?
cat, I can have a cat.
Well, I had nothing to do with it.
I'm walking on.
Carlias is just jealous. I think, would we go back to the carved men, or we would go to the saloon? What do you, like?
You know, I'm curious now why that one dwarf was so convinced that Jitzel Sultan was the one involved.
Yeah.
Told us they were having an affair, accused him of the murder, but now we know full well he wasn't having an affair and he didn't commit the murder.
None of it was true.
And he could not have circumvented the spell, or I would know.
He made that all up. He had to have a reason.
Maybe he's behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go get him and find him.
Should drag him into the desert and make him talk. But
Do we
do this
have any
one.
arm
We'll do
bars?
this. We'll do this one at a time until we get the right one.
Fucking
Let's
10
wait.
years later.
Let's just wait till the morning. Have Arden commune with his god. Or use your spell to find the jewels, one way or the other. We'll find out who the thief is. And potentially, if we already know it's that guy, we'll just have to warn Stonetooth.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So back to
Actually,
back to the
Stonetooth.
What?
Raj is just gonna take off running, like running back towards the carved man.
Bye, Raja.
Do we follow you?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna start running, I guess.
So everybody runs. To the
I
car.
see Raja just run past me, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this.
You guys head towards the carved men hideout area. Again, the carved men isn't like a crazy fucking saloon like the Pilgrim Saloon, but it is a lot more busy. It's a lot busier than it was the last time you were here in the middle of the day. There's definitely a lot more people kind of sitting about in the chairs of this kind of very, it's like a low ceilinged saloon area that leads off further into where Stonetooth's office, and then upstairs is where there are a set of rooms 2 floors above. As you head in, you see that there is a lot more people around. Again, they're all kind of, everyone here is kind of roguish looking, realistically speaking. They're all kind of like brigandy. It's still kind of early doors. It's about 9:30. Most of the tables are filled with people of all different sizes and races and genders sitting around. At the bar, you see your old pal, the barmaid, very attractive elven woman. As you walk in, she gives you all a little curt wave and then goes back to serving drinks. At their respective tables, you see the same 3 people that were in here earlier on when it was relatively empty. Young Crummel, the halfling, Three Toes, the elf that you spoke to, and then Toval Bones, that roguish-looking dwarf with his robes up and a set of knives on the table in front of him. Of all the tables, his is the only one where it's just him sat by himself. He's got that bottle of whiskey that he won, maybe half finished. A couple of empty glasses on the table.
The
And
one
what
that
looks like
cost me, what, 60 gold pieces or something like that?
Nice, really nice whiskey. And he's got like a fresh looking tankard of ale as well. Presumably you all just bustle in.
Yeah. So in Raj's head, he started, like, the wheel started spinning, and he thought, well, if Bones lied to us, why would he do that? Maybe he wanted to distract us. What motivation could he have for killing Stonetooth? Wait, he's high up in the organization. Maybe he wants to kill Stonetooth and take over. And this whole thing was a decoy to get us out of town. So, like, all that went through his head in like 4 seconds, and then he just sprinted back to make sure that Stonetooth was not being assassinated at that particular moment. But then, like, as soon as I can see Bones sitting at the table there, kind of okay. All right, we're good.
Yeah, no, it looks like business as usual. There's no sign of Stonetooth, but he doesn't tend to hang out in here anyway.
What do we do?
Should we find him?
Yeah, Raja will turn around and he'll just, all of what I just said, he'll basically kind of explain to them. For a moment there, I was thinking that perhaps casting suspicion on the human was just to get us all out of the way, perhaps to take a shot at Stonetooth himself, but that doesn't seem to be the case since our little dwarfish friend is sitting right there.
Yeah, but what if he did it?
And I nod over at Bones.
Why else would he lie?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Which one told you that he did it?
I'll just use my head in motion towards Bones.
Bones is the dwarf with the knives, or is it the halfling that we spoke to?
No, Bones is the dwarf.
He's the dwarf.
Okay.
There's basically a halfling gunslinger and a dwarf rogue. And he's the dwarf.
Okay. I was thinking that it was the halfling gunslinger that told us it was Ritzel.
No,
or
he
Jitzel,
told you
whatever.
about the skulking robed figure outside that he spied.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry.
Bones
He
told you
seemed-
that Ritzel and Abigaila were having an affair.
Yeah, and then we went and told Stonetooth, and Stonetooth was like, bring him back to me. Yeah. So we should probably tell Stonetooth that he wasn't being affaired on or cheated on, yeah?
Well, we don't know that. We just know that it wasn't with Ritzel.
Well, maybe tell him that before he kills Ritzel?
And Stonetooth did say he wanted Ritzel.
Yeah.
We
Probably
also,
be a little
I
upset.
don't think he's going to run off and kill Ritzel before he hears from us to confirm that it was him.
But he did tell us to bring him back to him, and we haven't.
Yeah, we should probably just clear it up.
Well, I mean, if he didn't cheat on with his wife, then I don't think he cares to see him. We'll just have to persuade him that we were
Alright,
correct.
All right, well, go give him an update then. And then to Lash, keep an eye on that one. And just kind of motion towards the dwarf. If he leaves, take note of where he goes.
Okay.
And then I'll walk down to go talk to walk over to Stonetooth's office.
Mm-hmm. Who's going where?
I'll knock on the door.
As he says that, I'm gonna wait with Lash, whether or not it's with her or outside or something. But
Sure.
keep an eye as well.
Yeah, I'm
Arden?
gonna wallflower it up. I'll just go lean against the wall. I don't want to drink or anything. I'm just gonna watch him.
Yeah. Arden, what are you doing?
Probably just follow Raja.
Okay, so you three head down the hallway towards Stonetooth's office. Lash, give me a perception check.
Yeah, if she's wallflowering by the wall or like against the wall there, I'm gonna do it right by the door. Like kind of just stand a couple of feet away from the door.
Yeah.
All of our rolls turned to shit.
Yeah, right.
While you're,
I mean,
you're
my
are you
rules
checking?
Can I help her?
Well,
Can I help her with this
Sorry.
to give her advantage instead of rolling my own?
you can give me your own perception check.
Okay.
You can't really help her look.
How does one help with perception?
Both of you kind of keep your eye on Bones. He just looks like he's chilling. He looks,
There's the killer after him.
he looks like he's chilling like he does all day, every day. Every now and then he picks up one of his knives and spins it around and then places it very carefully and looks them over. Takes a swig from his drink. Just seems pretty relaxed.
So Walter, it doesn't even look like Bones.
Where
Walter
did Bones
stand-
go?
Walter stands in like by a wall, but then realizes there's like a fucking great chest.
Well, I was gonna say, didn't you say the place already went like this and then veered off to an L, and that's where he was sitting? Or so if I'm at the door, I wouldn't be able to see him anyway.
There's like it's kind of an L shape that
Yeah.
leads off into a thing. The three of you head down towards Stonetooth's office and then give it a bang, and from inside, you hear Stonetooth say, yeah, come on in. We're done.
I'll just open the door and walk in.
Yeah, you open the door. His two guards that are usually there are not there. But there is another little figure there, a very small looking reptilian creature. Little tiny robe on him, an empty sack. And on the desk in front of where he is, he's kind of sat up on the chair with his whole body. He's maybe 2 feet tall, a little kind of reddish pallor to his skin. The little lizard reptile creature. Give me nature checks, you three. In fact, let's see if you know what this guy is, because they don't spend too much time in towns. Arden, you have never seen one in the flesh.
See, Raja. See, when the counts really matter, when the rules really matter.
Yeah, when the rolls, when the rolls are completely irrelevant, that's when
Arden,
I can score big.
This might be a goblin. They are very rare in Dustvale goblins. They don't actually spend too much time here. They're a foreign creature that live in the more grassy landscapes of the other countries, the other continents. Carlias and Raja, you'll recognize this creature as a kobold. Small lizard folk that tend to live in cave systems underground. Relatively neutral, though usually, like, they almost never are found in towns with the rest of civilization. You might find one here or there, but generally they stick to themselves. A little like the Kenku, there's only a handful of them in pockets around the country.
Oh, you mean they're extinct?
They're not necessarily extinct. There's just not many of them, and they really keep to themselves. This little guy jumps up on the table and then drags a few things towards him, and then shuffles them carefully into the sack. And they're just a set of eggs, look like chicken eggs. And he puts maybe 12 of them in the sack, and then closes it up, and then gives a little curt nod to Stonetooth, who is now more distracted with you, and says, "Sorry, I thought you were someone else. Bambambulous, I'll see you later." And the little creature stands and turns and looks over each of you, pads his little feet past you, and then one by one then turns back to Stonetooth and says, "This is the ones, yes?" And Stonetooth says, "This is 3 of them, yep. If they do what I think they've done, then we'll help them out." And then the little creature says, "Yes, yes, Bambambulous, Bambambulous." And he raises a hand up to you, Raja.
Okay, I'll give him a handshake.
Oh, he's so
Little, tiny little guy, little smile on his face, sack on his shoulder, and a little staff. And he shakes your hand with a little clawed hand, and then does the same, repeats it basically with you, Carlias, and then you, Arden. And he says, "Speaks to you tomorrow, or perhaps, maybe not. Okay." And then he pads out and then brings the sack over his shoulder and says, "Taste the eggs for me." And then pads off down the hallway. Stonetooth says, "Come on in, close the door. Wasn't expecting it to be you, to be honest."
Carlias, I've never seen a goblin before. Have you?
That was
It was amazing, right?
that wasn't
That's-
a goblin.
It's a goblin. I've read about them.
No,
I studied it a lot, like water making. Both of them I studied a ton.
That
you
wasn't.
don't make water, though.
That was a kobold, not a goblin.
What the hell's a kobold?
It's,
Never heard of a kobold
it's
before?
basically a goblin with a longer face.
Oh, so it's a goblin.
Yes, yes.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Carlias.
Stonetooth sort of stretches an arm across the table towards the chairs and says, "Well then, I was just speaking about you lot. What have you found out? Is that bastard one?"
I'll just plop down in the chair. We've cleared Jitzel Solden. We knocked him out. We dragged him out into the forest. We cast a Zone of Truth spell to force him to speak the truth. He was not involved, and he has no idea who it was. But now...
Discreetly, I hope.
Oh, yes. He never saw our faces, and we had masks on anyway. Now, the real question, though, the one who gave us that lead and was quite insistent that it was him, 100%, was your pal Bones out there in the lobby. Do you have any reason he would lie to us? You think he could have been involved?
There's only really one reason that Bones would lie to you, and that's because he wants money out of you. I reckon Bones had slit his own mother's throat for a few copper pieces.
Or some really expensive whiskey. So you think he was just spinning tall tales?
No idea.
You're the one who told us to go ask him because we could trust him, though. If you know
Well-
he's going to lie to us, then why would you tell us to talk to him?
Well, trust can only go so far. Never said I trusted no one. That's why I've set you to this task.
Right then. Well, we do still have another option. We're just going to wait till morning. We have a spell that we can prepare overnight, and when it's done, it should lead us to him.
Spells, is it? Careful with that lot.
It's okay. We'll do it out of town, out of reach.
So, basically, you got nothing for me yet.
Till tomorrow morning? Well, no.
Rightio, you want somewhere to stay for the evening? I'll put you up here.
Sure, why not?
A lot more comfortable than that shithole of pilgrims.
I'll just look at the others.
I don't suppose you've heard any whispers about anyone lurking around?
Nothing's come to me, but then why would it?
I was just curious.
Nope. No one said anything to me. Either too scared to bring it up, probably, or they're the ones what did it. Am I supposed to be keeping an eye on my boy Bones? Or you reckon you was being played?
I don't know. At first I thought maybe he lied to us intentionally to lure us away so he could do something else. I don't know the man. I don't know what his motivations might be. I would say...
Bugger out there I wouldn't want to cross. It's probably him. Dark work.
Well, until this is resolved, I would recommend you post an extra guard at your place tonight.
Guards. Same ones what probably unlocked the fucking window and got my wife killed in the first place.
Guards that you trust and you pay.
Guards that I trust and I pay. Ain't got no trust.
Guards that you pay, huh?
Guards that I pay.
Where are the guards now?
I'll stand up. I'll stand up on that one. Guards that you have paid, at least.
Way I see, if they want to get me, they'll probably get me, or they've done it already.
Fair
Where
enough.
are the guards now?
Guards, I sent them out. Speaking about you lot, I want to make sure no word gets out.
Well, we'll find whoever was responsible in the morning. They won't dodge our spell.
Right? Well, if you do so, I'll introduce you to my friend Chambambulus.
I thought you said Cambambulus, Bambambulus.
He's got many names. I don't fucking know. He's a kobold. They've all got stupid names.
It is pretty stupid. Let's go.
Oh,
Now-
Unless
one
you guys
last,
have to...
one last thing. The jitsu wasn't an affair.
You sure about that, are you?
Zone of truth. Couldn't lie if he wanted to.
Didn't think so, to be honest. She was a good one, my wife.
Apparently, she was a good friend of his. And he
Friends,
wants,
is it?
and he too wants to find, or wanted to know who actually did kill her.
Friends. Didn't know she was friends with anyone up at the manor. But then again, perhaps she didn't want me to know she was friends with anyone up at the manor.
It would seem that your line of work and the manor's line of work may not line up.
Why would that be so weird that she had friends in the manor, though, besides that?
Chancellor, don't fucking like me, don't like us in the town, and we don't like him and his lot.
Would he have the gall to do something like this?
Don't see why he'd want to kill my wife. Doesn't gain him nothing, does it?
To send a message to have you slip up, maybe?
Yeah, try and get you to come out the woodwork. And then all of a sudden you're in a trap.
Not much of a message, really. I reckon if he could rid us all, he'd rid us all.
Fair enough.
You're not sending much of a message if the message isn't clear.
Well, he doesn't like us lot. Doesn't like that I own this town and I've got more power than he has. I'm sure if he could kill me and get away with it, he would, and he'd try and kill all of us. But he can't, and I don't see why he'd want to kill my wife. She's the least involved out of all of us. Even the barmaid's more fucking dirty.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I'm saying, if it wasn't him, or at least he wasn't trying to send a message, You don't send a message by making it vague and giving them no idea who it came from. You make a direct statement, an unmissable mark. It couldn't have been that. Let's just wait till morning. Anything else? To Carlias and Arden, anything else?
What's on my mind?
Outside of that, maybe something important of hers, maybe that I could use to ask the gods about. Maybe create a better connection.
You think I'm friends with the gods?
Well, I mean, me neither, but I still have tea with them. Do you have something of your wife's that she enjoyed a lot, a special item?
I'm looking at his hand. Does he have a wedding ring on?
He does.
That.
Takes the ring off, rolls it across the table, and don't go pawning it. I want it back.
We'll bring it back to you, don't worry.
Even I'll pay for it. I'll need a new one when I get a new wife. Is that it?
Seems to be.
That should do it.
All right. See the barmaid. She'll set you up with a room each. And if you see my fucking blithering guards, send them in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll file out of the room.
Yeah. You guys want to Skyrim fast forward again?
Yep, might as well, unless anything happened in the lobby where, if anything out of the ordinary happened with Lash and Walter watching the dwarf.
No. He just seems to be having a normal evening. He doesn't approach you, and no one seems to be doing anything out of the ordinary for what would seem like the ordinary here. You maybe have a couple of drinks and some food. The barmaid will hand over a key to each of you for a room upstairs.
They have dice.
You can play some dice with some of the boys.
I'll try and see if I can hang out. Well, I'm bored. And go, you! And just point to Bones. Play dice with me.
Dice, is it?
Yep.
With you. A man of God.
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Probably the only fucker in this place that can cast a spell.
Well, it's...
No, thank you.
What? You think Are you calling me a charlatan?
Not a charlatan. Just ain't got no interest in your kind.
Well, then I'm going to play dice at this edge of the table. And when you realize how much fun I'm having, you can join me.
Arden,
Yes.
I'd recommend you stay clear of my table, boy.
Arden, come over here. We'll play dice.
Well, that's just rude.
You ain't saying rude.
Well, I see you playing these, sir. You're rude.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
There's
Okay, Carlias, we can play dice.
There's like 3 or 4 people who are like very big, hard-looking men who are terrified and shocked and horrified at what you are doing. They're kind of quivering, like, "Oh my God, what is he doing?"
Everybody does that everywhere I go.
Watching you interact with this man. Though I would say that Bones looks over towards Carlias, Lash, and Raja while he's having this interaction with Arden. You can probably catch the slightest flicker of a smile at the edge of his mouth while he's sort of speaking to Arden. Though to you, Arden, it would come across like he wants you to die.
I get that a lot.
But yeah, there's a few people around that kind of, for a moment, there's like a little hush.
We're gonna see a murder.
Yeah, that kind of a hush.
All right, yeah, I'll play dice. If he doesn't want to enjoy, it's probably a couple times throughout the night, depending on how long we play. I'm just hamming it up. Oh, it's so much fun, dice! Just kind of glance back at him.
He drinks from his drink and spins a knife around. Seems to be
Carlias.
that he's on a table by himself and everyone else has got friends.
Yeah.
Carlias, this is weird. No one has ever just like not immediately loved me.
And I assume most people don't, and he's just completely oblivious to it.
Arden, there are some people in the world that will.
That are just wrong. Yes, I know.
There's that. There's some people in the world that are blind. They don't see the true beauty.
Oh, fair. These are very wise words. I'm
That's
I'm
gonna
almost sad that I
also-
sacrificed your hat earlier. Anyways, dice?
What did you say about people being stupid?
What?
And then I just drink.
Drink, play dice, and while the evening away before going to bed at some point. I don't know.
I don't know. Do we?
I don't know if someone's got some weird plan to like sneak out and be like, I'm gonna go and kill Ritzel Solden in the night.
Just go kill Ritzel. Told you it was him.
I don't think
Everything
I
I
don't-
ask this group is a big question mark. Like, I can't quite do the DM thing of, okay, you have a nice evening of sleep and then wake
Wait.
up.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for you to be
Wait, I murdered this person. In the
like,
night.
I'd like to murder this random person.
I teach the cats to go on a roaming circus throughout the lands. It'll take all night.
You you guys get to Skyrim sleep through the evening before you
we see the sun go down, the moon goes around, the sun comes back up, and then we'd see the whole party sleeping soundly, and then there's Raja playing cards till like 5 in the morning.
Oh God.
Raja is standing outside with a cigar, like it's like Phantom Pain style, with the like clock going around.
Yeah.
There's a handful of people. People in this pub probably hold their liquor relatively well. You guys, those of you that go to sleep, get a decent room. It's really not like you're not in some 5-star place like you were in Shallow Scar or anything like that, but it's definitely a lot nicer than the sort of shared room that you took at the Pilgrim Saloon. There's a decent bed. It's clean in here. There's a wash basin and like a single window and a little chest that you can put things in. Very basic, but still clean and private. In the morning, we can assume you hear some commotion as people start to wake up and move around the building a little more. The sounds of this isn't a rowdy bar, but you can hear that there's a lot less people in here as the night goes on. In the morning you can hear the sound of the barmaid sort of cooking up some breakfast, and there's a handful of people for any of you that are downstairs. Raja still throughout the night. She serves up some food. You notice that they have fresh eggs this morning, and a lot of people are really excited about that. You probably noticed like a couple of the bandits walk past, like, "Hey, nice, it's eggs day. This doesn't happen every so. It's a great. That's why, but like every 3 months you get eggs. It's great. Yeah, I want a bowl of eggs." And she just starts cooking up and serving eggs and bringing them out bit by bit. For the majority, it looks like a lot of these guys live here, and she's just serving them up without them even having to pay. She serves up any of you that want a bowl of any food. They have like basic like porridges, eggs, relatively clean meat, decent breakfast if you want it.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bowl of oatmeal and figure out. Like, are we all? I'm just gonna go up to whoever's.
I just
awake.
assume that Raja is still at his table.
He probably stayed up till like, I don't know, 2 or 3 playing cards, but eventually went and fell asleep.
Yeah, well,
He'd be the last one stumbling down. He's finally getting his gambling addiction sated after having spent this whole campaign not being able to gamble, and he's pretty hardcore addicted. So he's finally getting to indulge himself. So he would just come stumbling down like.
You can all sort of congregate around the same time over a breakfast that's relatively well cooked by this barmaid who gives you a wink and an ale, a light ale. What do you guys want to do in terms of who's in here? By the way, the 3 tables that are almost always occupied remain occupied by Crummel, Bones, and the elf Three Toes. And then you also notice that there's just a handful of other people, familiar faces that you would recognize from the night before, who are eating breakfast but look like they're about to go to some business somewhere. Many random faces come in through the front door, speak to one of the 3 guys for a moment and then head back out the door, sharpening knives or loading guns, kind of thing.
Just kind of looking
Yeah.
expectantly at Arden at this point, just eating.
So you been able to speak to God, or
What?
Yeah, what did God say?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Well, because you said you were going to talk to God and then we would find, you know.
Oh, I did. Yeah, sure, I can do that.
And your object locating charms. Actually, Rush has probably got his mouth stuffed full of eggs at the moment, so he's just kind of like, your detect, whatever your spell for finding stuff.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I could do that too. Sure, why not? Why are we doing it?
The bag,
find
the
jewel.
jewels, the stolen jewels. Yeah.
Oh,
find the jewel?
oh,
Find the
yeah.
jewel.
I vaguely remember. See, on my days off, I don't really pay attention. It's a day off, after all. Sure, fine, whatever. Just could you like write down all the important information, and then I'll just call God up and ask him about the stuff.
Okay, here's the important information. Abigaila is dead.
Okay,
Who did it?
I don't know.
Ask your God.
Oh, okay.
And if that doesn't work, then use your spell for finding objects and zero us in on wherever her stolen jewels are.
Okay, fair enough. Do you all want to like come up to my room with me and we can call God?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is gonna be great. I've never done this before.
Wait, you haven't?
Raj is kind of gonna lean over to Lash and say, "I really don't want to, but I don't trust him to not leave details out of whatever his God tells him.
Yeah.
I want to hear it myself."
Another day off. We better go.
You heading up to Arden's room?
Yeah, I'll follow him up there.
I've got this feeling that Arden is just gonna not do anything, but everybody crowds around Arden's room. It's a small room, so you probably have to squidge in a little bit as Arden does something. What do you want to do, Arden?
I just luckily he's not that much of a piece of shit, but I just assume that he's like hurriedly ran up there, dressed himself up and something. Oh, I'm God. And you're just like, oh God damn it. Raja just go back down to eat eggs or something. Fucking hate this person. All right. I'm gonna cast for the very first time divination. And I'm able to ask God or a God servant one question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. Oh. To occur.
Where will the jewels be?
Yeah, it could
In
be
an
that,
hour.
I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll try it out. I guess
How long ago did the murder happen?
a couple days.
Well, 3 days now.
Okay, yeah.
So
if
could we
if
ask
it's
where?
Yeah, it's
where the
fairly
killer will be?
recent, so you could just
Right,
for
there
the
has
killer's-
not been
just
a
ask
train
for-
yet.
just ask for the killer's name, Arden.
Yeah, because I mean, it's gonna ask. It's because it's to ask about something, I guess, that's going to happen. But so how would you asking his name like would still work?
The location of the jewels is
You could ask where he'll be.
Where will the killer be
Yeah,
today? Will the
Yeah, that's
killer
what I'm
be
thinking.
leaving on the train from town?
yeah. We can ask him where the killer will be today at 4 p.m. or something.
Yeah, I guess something vague so we get an answer is good.
What will the killer be? Yeah, it has to be
Wearing?
one question.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just ask God if it works. What is the location? What will the location of the killer of Abigail be? Abigail Stonetooth be at? Like I don't know, 4 p.m. I'm not in much of a rush. We're gonna have a nice breakfast. I'm gonna lay about.
How do you cast this spell? What does it look like? And who is your god of choice that you're aiming this at?
So We're lighting incense and have a sacrificial offering appropriate, with at least appropriate to my religion. So it's the god of war. I almost wonder if it should be to the god of was it Bane? I think I have now.
I'm gonna fucking ask Bane.
Kill him.
Bane's fucking evil shit. I mean, yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's Bane.
Aim it at whoever you want, I guess.
We'll just go at the war god, my usual.
Who's your war god? Tyr?
I'd have to honestly check. The fact that I could even cast any spells and I've learned anything as a cleric is highly surprising for Arden, the worst cleric ever known to man. How his spells don't explode or just not work is amazing. That's a warlock. That's a druid. Let's see. Wardbane is. Oh, isn't there a chart in the back that says whose domain is what?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Here's outer.
Who's
What a god? I just don't remember which god is your god.
Yeah, I never really. I don't think. Let's see, Forgotten Realms.
I assume it was either Tempest or Torm.
Oh wait,
or
shouldn't it be on my freaking sheet?
Yeah.
Should be. Nope. Of course not.
Does it tell you specifically in the PHP, or have you chosen it? Because I'm pretty sure it's like you choose it. They don't tell you.
I think you're supposed to choose it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's,
I don't think I ever made like a full decision on that.
Choose it live.
Yeah, there's Tempest or Tyr, Torm. Probably just probably. I guess going with what it is, Tempest, but I don't know. God of War.
All right.
Because the God of Justice wouldn't work with my background and who Arden is.
Yeah, I feel like
Encourage and self-sacrifice doesn't sound like Arden either.
yeah, I feel like you so you sit and sort of pray out loud or pray internally.
Yeah, do it internally.
Roll me a d20.
I feel like this is exactly how Arden would do this too. Like it would be, oh, I learned this new spell. Never tried it. Let's try it now.
You begin to pray and begin to try and sort of summon the presence of a god, of something other, something more powerful, something that you can have answer this question. But I feel like because you are the worst cleric of all time and you didn't even know your own god, you feel something very strange happen within your prayer. There's a moment where you kind of have an astral projection moment. You're pulled from your body a little bit. You sense that the spell has been casted, but it hasn't quite gone exactly how you were expecting, and something very strange happens to you. And everybody else will probably notice that Arden's body sags a little, maybe against the bed as he's casting this spell, but he's still kind of mumbling under his breath. It's nothing that you can make out. It sounds like gibberish. His voice sounds a little higher than it maybe usually does. His eyes roll up into his head. Arden, you feel yourself pulled upwards, and you feel very light, and you float on, up.
Is he supposed to do that?
There's no fear.
I have no idea.
There's no sense of being like you're going to be dropped or you're going to fall. It does feel like a religious experience. And then as you're pulled up out through the roof of this building and you see below you the expanse of Dust Vale itself just disappear. You see the whole world for a moment, this weird expanse of blue and greens and whites. And then you turn again upwards and the clouds form a shaped face. These very large eyes, this bulbous nose, these lips open up, and this huge booming voice doesn't happen. You hear,
"Who summons Gold Glitter Gold, the watchful protector?"
Give me a religion check.
What?
You know a little about Gold Glitter Gold. He's a gnomish god. He's not a god of war at all. He's a deity of like luck, sort of protection, but he's also a god of kind of trickery and things like that. The face turns to you, and you don't even have hands. If you were to try and reach up, you wouldn't notice them. You're just like a spiritual essence at the moment that sees and feels somewhat, but is also very light, and you feel lightheaded before this presence. The giant face says,
Speak your question. Just the one. Girl will not answer two.
Oh my God, this actually worked. Oh my God. You. Oh my you. You're amazing.
Come now. I do not have time for your mortal ways. I'm a very, very busy god.
All right, fine. Abigail, what's her name? Yes. So Abigail Stonetooth was murdered, blah, blah, blah. It was sad, I think. And we want to know around like 4 p.m. tonight where her killer will be.
An interesting conundrum you bring to Gold Glitter Gold. Where the killer of Abigail Stonetooth will be at 4 p.m. today. He will be in his house, the very large manor house near where your body is situated. You will see him in the drawing room, and then, as you approach, he will pass into a giant room with a table and chairs where many people dance, many of your kind, the mortals on the ground. Now then, be gone, and remember, you do not get 2 questions.
It's not a question.
Hmm.
You're really cool, and I didn't think this would work. Could we, we should do this again.
I'm going to change how your feet look.
and then he clicks a giant, massive cloud of mist just explodes. His face is gone, and you feel yourself falling as you dragged straight down to your body. It takes maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but you travel physically what feels like the distance, your stomach into your throat as you land into your body. Everybody else notices Arden speaking to himself under his breath for a second, when suddenly he just splays out on the ground as if he was like pushed by something, like an extra exorcism type maneuver. As he's pulled across the room, he splays out in a very strange way. His body collapses at the bottom end of the bed. You feel okay though, Arden.
Arden?
You're pulled back into your body. It feels like you've been in a very weird dream state, and you just, you know, when you fall out of bed as a kid or something, it feels like that has happened to you.
Are you
What the
okay?
hell just happened?
Your feet feel itchy as shit.
1 second. Stop talking, dream people. What? My feet are itching.
What? Is that a side effect of the spell? I've never had side effects like that.
Your feet are maybe 2 or 3 sizes larger than they were before.
Ooh.
They have sharp nails like you'd find on like a beast. And they're blue.
Ooh. Ooh, I got. Okay, I don't.
I look at the spellcasters.
When
The
was the last time your god gave you a pedicure? Never. Moving on. So I found out where the killer's gonna be.
Wait,
from above you, you hear
This
nobody
is
else.
the best.
Arden, what happened to your feet?
Those are huge. And
We have to get
blue.
like custom boots made for those.
No,
Can
it's
you even
fine.
walk?
Yeah,
Try to walk.
probably.
Man, this is like the time I got killed and then turned into this.
I
I think
don't
this
think
is
I've ever
better.
met someone that was excited to say they got killed.
Well,
Well, I mean, she's better at what she does now, so
Yeah,
I mean, I would.
and now
Right,
I'll
it's
be
just
better
about
at
trying to,
stepping on people.
you know, you wouldn't really be so, yeah, I got killed and whee, now this kind of a thing.
Yeah, but
well,
she.
I mean, now that I'm okay, it's kind of cool.
I mean, I'm glad you're okay. I'm just saying. It's a thing
I'm
to
just
get all
saying.
happy about.
Look at those.
So, where is he going to be?
Okay. 4 p.m., manor located near my body. He's going to be in a drawing room when we see him first. And then he's going to go walk out where people are going to be dancing.
Ooh.
Probably not me, because these feet will probably smash all the little plebs. Oh, this is the best.
I know.
I could smash people with my legs. Walter, come here.
No,
I can
nope,
get in there
nope,
and hide.
nope.
It's like being tied up, but with fleshy feet.
That sounds
Scaly
like
feet.
things I don't even know if I'm into those yet.
Stompies. I'm gonna call them stompers.
Can you even walk? Have you tried to walk?
I don't know. I think that's everything I remember.
What about trying to locate the items?
Sure. I mean, we can do that too.
Well, I mean, can you?
I'm probably. I mean,
What
if I get big, gigantic, scaly hands too, it'll just be even better. So let's see. Hold on 1 second. Bippity boppity boo. Locate object, level 2.
Phil, I want to be an anime person every time I cast a spell. Locate object!
You are attempting to locate.
I guess the stolen jewels. It has to be within 1,000 feet of us still, though. If it's in motion, I'll just know the direction of its movement, or maybe that's a plus. I can cast it in the. I'll cast it in the thingamajigger. Where is it?
Just seeing if you can actually locate it, because you've never seen them.
Yeah,
You don't have to see them, or am I insane? Hang on.
I would assume it probably
Describe-
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Or name an object that is familiar to you.
Familiar to you?
So I'd probably have to go. If it doesn't work, I'd probably have to go ask
Yeah.
Stonetooth again and be like, "Yo, tell us about your dead wife's stuff."
You I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You are in the house where they came from, and you begin to cast this spell. You're doing it as a ritual.
No, unfortunately, I'm unable to. I don't think I have the feet.
So for 10 minutes, you begin casting, and then you get a very strange feeling building up in you. And then, you know, like in Donnie Darko, where that thing goes out from his body?
Yeah.
It's like, or like just any fucking RPG where you follow the line to go where the
Oh,
quest
yeah.
You get one of those.
Can anybody else see this?
No.
You
See
what?
what?
Anybody? Okay, well, guess what? Follow the big stompy man.
And I'm going to stomp off down the road.
You guys all head downstairs and file out of this place. There's a couple of people that that look at you as you go to step out. The barmaid gives you a wave, and you all head out onto the street. The strange kind of glowing light that you see ahead of you heads out and then down the railway and then past the dwarven temple. And as you guys are following it down, it heads into a strange alleyway, into an area where there is a set of abandoned houses. And Lash, there was a house, I think it was in this section down here, but there were a bunch of homeless people. As you guys approach, Lash, you'll recognize that Arden just walks straight in. Arden, the light heads past a couple of people in this just abandoned house, very similar to the other one, but a lot more run down. There's a couple of drapes that seem to have been like nailed in to give this place the idea of a door and things like that, but it's just an empty husk of a building, but it's quite large. And there are 3 people inside. Behind a drape in the back of the room, the larger room with 3 homeless people inside, is where this line seems to be going. But as you guys all bundle towards this opening to the doorway, 2 of the homeless humans stand up, and then there's a particularly small-looking halfling woman who jumps up as well, and they all kind of look at you a little scared. The 2 humans, one of them is quite large set, one of them is very thin and very gaunt, but they're all quite old, like almost elderly. Like we're looking like 60s, 70s. And they look a little crazy. Their lips are purple and their eyes are very bloodshot. And there's a smell from the room of devil's grass, which I think, Raja, you would recognize very quickly because you know about this. Someone in the party knows about this drug. But it's the drug which causes you to have like weird hallucinations. It's kind of like heroin weed, kind of is a good way to put it. Except that a lot of people believe that it has like portent abilities and you can see into the future and stuff like that. But really, it just gets you high as fuck and just makes you feel blissfully unaware. As you step in, these three people all kind of like nervously and anxiously look at you, but don't say anything to you because you all kind of just appear in the doorway and they just look scared.
Do they look like they're going to attack at all or no?
No, not at all.
Okay. Right. Oh. Hi. Can we come through?
The larger of the group, probably the youngest looking one as well, even though he still looks like he's in his 60s, says,
Hey, what do you want? We don't have anything.
Is this the place, Arden?
Is there any more line in front of me?
Yeah, there's another room at the back beyond these three guys, and it's got one of those drapes, and the line seems to be going into that room.
Well, it looks like it's in the room back there.
What are you hiding behind the curtain?
Who's asking? He's working for the Chancellor.
We're working for somebody. What's behind the curtain?
Just listen, we ain't got any coin. What we've got's ours. We earned it.
Earned it how?
We did a few things. Bad things, not gonna lie.
I only want one thing. Who killed Abigaila?
The fox Abigaila.
The owner of the jewels you have hidden back there.
Jules? Ain't got no jewels.
There's like a snicker from the halfling woman.
You look like we've got jewels, boy.
Callias.
Huh?
I just nodding towards the
Callias, hump him to death.
Callias, and then Callias is like, huh? What's going on? No, I'm nodding towards the curtain at the back of the room and just saying, Callias.
All right. I'll walk over and pull it back.
As he's going for the curtain, if they make any move towards him, I'm pulling my gun on them.
They hold their hands up. The guy that you're speaking to only has one hand. One is a stump, and he holds it up. The other two just say, they don't really say anything. They just kind of look wide-eyed at you. The old man goes to say something as if he's going to move, but you pull the gun and he just stays quiet. Carlos, you head towards the back, push the curtain aside, and there's a chest, just a plain-looking chest. Wooden, no lock or anything. Just it's more like a box, I guess, would be a better way to describe it. Just a plain wooden box, and then a couple of other bits and bobs, some pans, some clothes and like rags and scraps of food, various random equipments, lots of like tobacco and just a weird little storeroom kind of thing. Very small little.
Is that box able to be like picked up easily, or?
Easy, yeah. It's a little box, maybe this big.
I'll pick it up and turn it. So what's inside here?
I said it's ours.
What's inside?
What do you think? The only thing we got left. The grass.
I'll flip open the box.
You open it up and it's just filled with devil grass. This purple, thick grass-like substance. There's quite a lot of it. This is a very like black market item. You've not really done any black market stuff in this campaign, but you can find people who sell like these like back alley drugs and like weird scrolls and weapons and enchantments and things that are dodgy. And this is just a box full of that stuff. The
Sounds good,
line,
devil.
Arden, is still going through the doorway past this box.
Okay, no, past the box. We're still going.
Oh, you want me to go further? Fine.
Here, let me just, I'll lead the way.
Are you seeing the line like further in past the box?
Yeah, the little pixies dancing.
No, I was asking out of character. I just didn't hear.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Okay.
Are you going in? Are you looking? Are you following the line?
Yeah.
I'll follow closer behind him just to make sure nothing.
You push through as well, and then there's just this like room, like a hoarder's room with just loads of random shit in it. The line like kind of goes down and into and underneath where all the pans and pots and random things are. You like move them aside and things like that, and you see underneath just lots of rubbish and piled things. There's just a piece of cloth, and underneath the cloth there's a shit ton of jewels just thrown down there just randomly. They're not in a box, they're not in a pouch or anything like that. They were just hidden underneath the cloth, underneath a load of pans and pots and bits.
I guess we found them.
And the jewels are all lighting up, and then your spell will reveal, I guess.
Okay, well, it's these here, right there, and there. Maybe we should ask who's been here recently and drop these off.
Them's is our pots. Come on.
Not
Robin-
the pots. It's underneath them.
It looks like someone may have killed and then deposited some of the stolen objects here.
I'll take one of the pots big enough and just put all the jewels inside of it.
Now, do you know who possibly could have done this in the last few days?
The three people look at each other just wild-eyed, looking at each other one by one.
Whose jewels is it?
The woman, not mine. The other one,
Not mine. Yes. We've had all these jewels here this whole time. Scrabbling and doing God knows what. For a little bit of devil's grass, we could buy all the devil's grass in the world for that. Don't know.
Well, this stuff ain't yours to begin with.
Looks like it's ours to me. It's in our pantry, innit?
Oh, you do. They are yours then. So you are the one who killed her and stole these.
No, but someone's
then.
done giving it to us, isn't they? Good
So
Samaritan.
you accepted goods from a murderer.
They ain't accepted him, but I will.
Okay. So you don't accept these goods from the murderer.
Them's been dropped off like Christmas morning.
Hey, Raja, one second. What would happen if the guards found out about your little devil grass thing going on here?
Nothing. I'm friends with the guards, innit?
Well, I mean,
I want to insight the heck out of that.
you can insight him.
These rolls.
It's good enough. He's fucking lying, like he's fucking shit at lying too.
my dad's the president of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Friends with the gods.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him that you's done robbed us of our stuff, what we earned.
Right. The gods hired us to find a murderer who stole jewels which are in your cabinet. So, would you care to enlighten me how they got in here, unless you really don't know, in which case these aren't yours?
We could buy ourselves a house with that.
They're not yours.
I'll tell you what. We're not going to say anything about your little grass operation here. In exchange, you're not going to say anything about these.
Give me a persuasion check. Beat a 4. He's very weak-willed.
Oh.
He for a moment looks like he kind of glances at the jewels and
All right. Suppose didn't know we had them, didn't know we lost them.
the little halfling woman kind of goes to speak up and then quietens down again and says,
Listen, we ain't done no killing. That ain't what we do.
When was the last time this house was unattended? If you're saying none of the three of you put it in there, that means someone came in here and threw these down in your sink to hide them, or in your cupboard.
Unattended. Oh, sometimes it's unattended, sometimes they ain't. I don't know. Couldn't tell you even time it is now.
Because whoever put those in there will come back for them, most likely. And if they come here and find their prize missing, they may be quite upset. And we already know they are killers.
I don't know why they're hiding him here, though. Were they expecting us to lie for him?
Throw off the scent or something.
Maybe stealing the jewels was just a ploy to make it look like a robbery. Maybe it was just maybe they murdered her specifically because they wanted to kill her. And then they just took the jewels and ransacked the room to cover it up, make it look like a robbery. And as soon as they left, they dumped them in the first house they ran into, which was this one.
So then they won't be needing them their jewels now.
Well,
Not yours, old man.
what if he comes back, sees the jewels are missing, and then takes it out on the poor fellows here? We wouldn't want that.
Well, he won't have a chance to come back because you already know where he's going to be today at 4 o'clock. We're going to go find him before then.
Well, I am infallible. It's true. Nothing could go wrong. It's true.
Let's just bid these people farewell. Bid these people farewell and good luck on their operation, and just get out of their hair. We've got what we came for.
You guys heading out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll back
As
out.
soon as
Suppose any of you have a cloth or something I can use to wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him something from my bag, like a small bundle, satchel, whatever.
I'll throw the old man a gold piece. This is for the pot. I'm taking it.
He catches it.
Oh, thanks very much. And
He turns immediately to the others.
Jules. Okay, Jules, lots of Jules. We had no idea how long they've been there.
And then start screaming at
Can
each
I-
other.
I believe it.
Can I grab a jewel from the bag? Like, how many are there? Is it like 5 or is it like 30 kind of type deal?
There are 17.
Can I just grab a small one and like try and just drop it on the ground as we walk out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sleight of hand it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to hide it.
Can I try and notice him do it?
That's why I'm sleight of handing.
It's sleight of hand, so it's going to be your passive perceptions.
Oh man, I hope it's a really bad one again.
16.
I just want Bro's character to, oh, come on. I want you to always be horrible about sleight of hand. It's like awful.
Anyone got higher than 15?
I have a 16.
Perception?
My passive is 17.
You two notice him do it.
Mine's 16.
we all notice him do it. Because I know Lash is going to be like 18 or something.
I don't
It's
care.
not bad. It's a pretty
That's really good.
slick hand.
Yeah, I don't
He's
care.
really slick about it. It's just that it's directly in front of all of us. Just like
Again,
right
like
there.
as I do it and I
im-
turn and go,
im-
oh.
Impossible. It's
Hi,
like
guys.
impossible to miss because even if he's clever about it, it's like we're all sitting right there looking directly at the bucket.
My passive.
And he just kind of like sneaks one out, and we're just like, "What, dude?" we're
I mean, the druggy dudes are like
We're
super
not
surprised, like, oh god, came
My
out of nowhere.
passive perception is 17.
You have, you have 16 jewels, which you can add to whoever is holding them's thing.
I got the pot.
what are you dropping that back
Yeah,
there
we have a
for?
pot of 16 jewels.
I didn't think anyone. They might need it. I don't.
Throw it here, Raja.
Pick up the other jewel.
No, I didn't pick it up. I was just asking Walter what he was doing.
They just might need it. I've been there.
I don't care.
I do.
I mean, I don't care about the jewels. Do what you want.
Oh.
Each of the jewels is
Worth 5,000 gold. Pick it up.
is
I've already gone over it.
maybe about this big, like the size of a large marble, very round and black in color, like onyx kind of color. and they're all the same. They look like they're all part of a single thing, like they've collected or whatever. But they're definitely relatively expensive looking.
Yeah, I would certainly be very interested in these. Would I be able to sort of guess what they are or know what they are and
You
not
want to
necessarily their
appraise them?
value, but yeah, kind of.
Give me an investigation check on the jewels.
The jewels?
The jewels, son. Yeah, you give them a little look over, trying to like determine whether you know what these are or how much they're worth, maybe. They are a set of black sapphires, quite rare, but they would 12. They would go for a decent amount, but they're definitely worth a lot more because they're cut into like perfect spheres, like marbles. So because they're cut so well, they would be worth a lot more. You would assume they're not part of a set; that they're more like things that were collected or specifically given individually as a gift. So,
Elias, I need to hold these.
No.
No, I need to hold these.
No.
I have a
sorry,
lot of
little thief.
experience
We're not having them.
with
We are
gems,
going
and I
back
need.
to Stonetooth. He is helping us, and he is going to assist us with our little problem we have with the freaking Emperor.
I don't think you understand.
Raja,
Raja,
can you stop her?
those are black sapphires, Raja.
Yeah, they're not ours. There's
But-
a man who's helping us not be caught, not be
Yeah, and he
hunted,
wants us to
not be killed.
find the killer. I don't think you understand, Carlias.
I'm walking ahead already. I'm just like, no.
Raj is really conflicted. His good sense says keep those things away from Lash, but then he's got a soft spot for her, so he's kind of like, you should let her carry them. And then I feel like he's having this internal monologue and ends up not saying anything as Carlias walks out. Yeah, they're not ours, Lash. I mustn't get too attached to them.
Okay. Did you look at them?
Yeah, they were gemstones.
They're very beautiful. They're also worth a lot.
Right, but they're
worth
not
a real
ours.
But he wants us to find the killer, Raja.
Right, we can find the killer, but the killer and the gemstones are not the same thing, Lash.
But does he need to have those back?
How much are they worth?
I don't think that robbing
Her?
our employer is a great. You like gold too, right?
Yeah.
He's going to pay us for solving this case. If we
Right.
steal from him,
Maybe he'll pay me in one of those. I can ask.
You're
there
gonna
you go.
Ask
You
him
could probably get one of them.
for his dead wife's jewels.
Well,
You
when
said
you
it was his
put it
third
that
wife,
way,
you said it was his third or
Fifth.
fourth wife. I'm sure he'll get another one.
right? He was already planning to marry again. I don't think he's a sentimental guy. Anyway, Carlias, I better walk with you.
I'm like 20 feet away already. I'm just bolted, kind of.
I'm gonna try and catch up with him and like stay in step, like right behind him,
I want her to try and
looking
pickpocket
around.
it.
Like,
I'm
You're
carrying the
looking
pot
at
on
me.
top of my head, kind of like water carriers. Just because I know she's tall enough to be able to.
occasionally swat toward it.
Where are you headed?
Back to Stonetooth.
Back to
So-
Stonetooth?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys head back up the train tracks along that sort of main road. The city's starting to, well, the town is starting to wake up a lot more. And you approach the carved men's hideout again. Everybody that was there that was sort of eating breakfast seems to have departed. There are 4 people in there, the barmaid and the 3 gentlemen that always sit in the same area, handing out bounties of one kind or another. And as you walk back in, the barmaid gives you a wave again. You're back early?
Mm-hmm. It's a quick day's work.
Just got to catch up with the old man.
She just nods, and you guys can head back down towards where Stonetooth's office is. The door is open. Stonetooth is in there. And as you're walking up the hallway, you can just see him watching you as you all approach. He's got his money all out on the desk again, and he's counting it and moving items from one side of the table to the other. His two very large bodyguards standing either side, and as you halfway up the hall, he dismisses them, and they walk out and give you each odd looks again. It's so strange for him to dismiss them. They seem to be around him almost all the time.
You'd think they'd be used to it by now. This is like the 6th time we've come in here to talk to him.
But it's the 6th time ever.
I feel bad for him, man.
Over all the years that they've
What can we
worked.
do for you today? Get out. Oh.
And they just quietly leave and head back out and sit at one of the tables in the front area and wave over the barmaid as he...
Come on in. Close the door. Got something for me now, have you?
Oh, we were just wondering if you're hungry. Carlias has cooked up a lovely snack.
And I take away the
Hungry?
cloth and reveal.
Well, well, well. Found the sapphires. Not a bad job.
Are they all there? Is it 17 or 16?
17.
Yeah,
he said
17.
he picked them up.
I
Took it
will
back.
put in.
He
Come on in and take a look at them.
he brings the cloth over with them on it, brings out his little strange eyeglass thing that he uses and brings one close up to his face.
While he's leaning in, I'm got my head right next to his, like trying to look at them too.
Well, this is them, all right. So you found them, did you? Good work. Suppose this means you found the killer. And I suppose this means the killer's dead if you ain't dragged him in.
Not yet.
No, it looks like he probably disposed of the gems, either to hide them or cover his tracks, something like that. We found them in the possession of an older couple who didn't even know where they'd come from.
Likely story. I suppose you pulled a tooth out, cut off a finger, and make sure they was telling the truth, yeah?
Absolutely. But we do have another lead. Arden's unique insight has told us where we'll find him. Out of character. You said it was going to be in the manor, right?
Manor nearby with the drawing room. He'd be in the drawing room when we came up to see him, and then he would leave to go into a hall of people dancing.
Right, but you mean like the main, like Chancellor's manor?
It said manor closest to where he was. So
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah.
So
Don't know what
the manor closest to where we were was
House.
that one or a different one?
House Stone. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause we
I mean,
were-
we could probably verify the information with Stonetooth.
Right, because a dance is probably a big deal in this
Yeah.
town.
And he said it was closest to where his body was, and his body was in the carved men household. So the manor,
Which
right,
is right
yeah.
next to the manor.
He said the
Okay,
manor
so,
right near.
So it is the main manor then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
any balls going on, I'm sure he would know about.
Is there going to be a ballroom dance of some sort tonight?
Tonight, at the manor?
Yes. Yes.
Unlikely. Doesn't normally hold them unless they're big, extravagant things to show off, try and garner some fucking power. There's a big one coming up in a few months. They have one every year. Most of the chancellors from around come up to this old shithole, spend their time up in the manor, have a little dance, chin wag, backstab each other a little bit.
Arden, is he on his way to a dance or to just a ballroom, perhaps an empty ballroom?
No,
Just where
ballroom-
people are dancing.
Stonetooth, what's the closest manor to your house?
Where'd you pick this one up? There's a
God.
big manor in the middle of town. It's the only one.
It's the closest to your house, and it's the only one.
Well, unless there's some hidden underground, or there's
Is
one up in
there
the clouds.
Is there a drawing room there?
I think they've got one of every room in that big fucking place.
Fair enough.
We've got pretty concrete evidence that whoever was behind this should be there.
Right,
But
well that makes sense.
Stone's
I don't know
fucking-
how.
Bastards.
I don't know how we're going to get inside, though. I don't suppose you have a connection that could get us invited.
Invited? No. I've got a few people who probably know a way how to sneak in.
You can probably go and bludgeon your
perhaps-
old captain. Give him another clock round the head.
Perhaps they could pass us off as, I don't know, employees, waiters, servers.
You could dress this one up pretty again. Send her in.
I mean, we do have a connection with the god now. He's a captain.
It could work.
Well, what's the
Oh, no, wait,
chance?
but then he
if
would see me again. Yeah,
If
he
he
would see me.
sees you dressed up, if he'll take you in.
Well, we can dress him up as a new individual.
Yeah, I could.
Go through that whole process again. I don't think he's going to fall for it a second time.
Well, it did sound like the guard captain was equally interested in bringing the killer to justice. We could approach him. Perhaps he could get us in.
Good idea.
Sounds like an idea. Well, let's do it.
Let's go talk to him.
All right.
All right, brunette, redhead, blonde. What are we doing?
No dressing
Redhead.
up. Let's just
Oh.
go talk to him.
Oh.
If you're not
sorry.
going to go up wandering up to that manor, I'd watch out. They probably know your faces.
But not mine.
Quite wanted.
I can go.
Send Lash to get the captain. Tell him a certain acquaintance needs to talk about a certain thing.
All right. Let's go for it.
All right, then. Good luck. Don't cause too much of a ruckus. Got enough problems with that lot of fucking shits.
We'll come back with at least the killer's description. It will be hard to murder him or even kidnap him, really, in the middle of the manor.
Don't you worry about that. I'm happy
We
to get my hands dirty.
We can at least figure out who he is, though.
You get me a solid name. Make sure it's not one of my boys. That's all I need.
All right. Let's go get him.
As
guys
everyone
heading out?
leaves,
Yeah, we'll
gonna
leave.
just lean over to Stonetooth. I suppose I could grab more bullets.
Bullets. How many you shot in town?
I can only tell there's something coming up. I have a bad feeling.
Listen, boy, I've got eyes and ears everywhere. You got your bullets and you ain't used them yet. Come back when you've run out. Now clear off. Cheeky shit.
Well, can only
Wait.
try.
Didn't I get a box of bullets, too?
Yeah, I think.
How many
No,
were...
he,
Yeah, but
sugared
you
it
two
up.
had to share.
Yeah, I gave you.
You said 20 or like 16 or some shit?
I said something like 27, I think.
Out of how many total?
Well, I had the ones from my rival before. Plus,
Right.
didn't the box say 50?
Was it a box of 50 and you gave me 27 of them? That works. Okay. There we go. Now I'm good on ammo for the rest of the campaign. Because I don't use my gun as much.
The Stonetooth wraps up the jewels and quite
Those
carefully
are really nice.
places them in a drawer. He says, yes, they are very nice. I got one for each year we were married and gave it to her along with another gift.
Wow.
17 years we had before she was murdered. She was a good one. Sad to see her go.
As
Anyway,
I'm
you got
walking
work
out,
to do
I
in you.
shot the
Yeah,
Go
cigarette.
fire.
We'll be back tonight, hopefully.
Bring me a name or a head.
That we can do.
Right then. Get to it. Try not to get yourselves fucking killed or arrested before you bring me the name at least.
That works.
I'll head out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turn around,
I'll head out.
follow Raja.
I'll catch up
Yeah,
with Roger and be
go
like,
back to
good thing I picked up them all.
Yep. Looks like it.
So your plan is to head up to the manor. Send in Lash to speak to Captain Ritzel. See if he can figure out a way to sneak you in at 4 p.m. to see who is in the drawing room, moving from the drawing room into the ballroom at exactly that time to determine who the killer is. And we're going to have to do that. Maybe not even next week because of PAX. When is it? How has that?
Yeah. Pax will. Unless, no, Pax is kicking everyone's ass. I think we're all flying out Wednesday, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
PAX.
Also, I do want to point out that we're all believing the god of trickery and Arden.
Yeah.
Who has no idea how to use
Well,
the spell.
we have literally no other leads to go on. So what are we gonna do?
What have you done, Brad?
I hope that's my god.
This murder mystery is your fucking McLotion.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that this one-shot murder mystery is now taking 3 weeks. I'm pretty happy about that.
It's still taking like 6.
Split by a week off because I
Yeah.
was sick last week and we got PAX next week, so it's like even more.
Oh, so 5 weeks. Yes.
Basically taking 5 IRL weeks, 3 sessions. Maybe
think
it
that's-
might take you longer than 3. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
gonna-
time, but I thought it would take you 1.
That's
I will
also you guys thinking we're gonna figure it out next time we play.
you like fixate on these like really random things.
The Amber Alert like took away half an hour of our time because we had to role play as if it actually existed.
Yeah.
And then the cats.
Although that was still a thing.
That was
Yeah,
just great.
Easter eggy type thing. You honestly could have probably just walked up and asked Ritzel the things that you needed. You like went to the whole effort of kidnapping to ask him. Could have just asked him, and I think he would have probably just told you the truth.
Well, while we were discussing the plan, I was laughing my ass off when Brad talked about this recently.
The 2 spells that you've used have done like more than
Everything.
anything you've done in the whole slow research.
Hey, we got a new cat.
It's been fun
I got
to
a
do
cat.
a murder
It's for a
mystery
cat.
inside a town that has no magic.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't originally I didn't like set this up to be like that, but I'm glad that I did this in this town because it makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
You don't just get to be like boom magic. You have to kind of do the investigation thing. It's been really fun, and it's not over yet.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the only stuff we have accomplished was via magic because we have no other leads. So make it more interesting by keeping magic out of it, and then at the end we resort to magic anyway.
Yeah, but it's whatever. It's all about the journey.
And my magic's not really real magic. It's bullshittery.
Yeah,
It's always its own special occasion. I just want to go talk to my god again.
yeah.
I'll be so mad.
Day, right?
I'm gonna do it again, and it's gonna be a different god, and I'm gonna be so angry. It's gonna be like serious god, like
Oh, you're no fun.
So we're off next week, everybody. So because of PAX, which I'm not going to. But we'll return the week after when we will have the third part of the mystery of Abigaila Stonetooth. This fucking the epic that's become.
just fell in night and stuck herself accidentally. The end.
Make sure you go and follow all these lovely people. Do you want to do shout outs or should we just do away with it? Because everyone just says, I'm this name.
It's up to you.
Follow everyone.
Do it, follow him.
Specifically Connor, because he's probably the only one not going to PAX.
He's beautiful.
I'm not going to
I'm not going.
Oh,
Connor and Tuesday
I'm
and
not
Brad. There
going.
you go.
follow
and Tenchi, never
Connor
mind.
and Tuesday.
Why don't you just do a one shot with these 3 next week?
No?
Oh god, we'd get even less accomplished.
No.
Without Fairlight here,
A
we're
one
just
shot
not gonna-
within the one shot?
I feel like I have to like drag you guys through the plot to like get to the point, or we would stand around in the house doing nothing
Yeah.
the
Just be
entire
Arden rambling.
campaign.
It's all fun and games. There's no rush. There's no time limit really. You'll just get it done when you get it done. There's plenty
Yeah.
of stuff.
The sun will explode one day on a
yeah.
D1000.
We'll
No big
explode
deal.
One day.
Well, the sun's gonna explode probably because of us. In all fairness, I guarantee if the sun explodes, it's gonna be because
It
of
will
be us.
us.
definitely be
We've
because of
done
you.
it. Yeah.
100%.
Whoa! Why you gotta say you? You mean you guys? You mean you?
You.
I mean, you.
Place your bets in the comments.
Who blows up
Who creates the
Dustville
apocalypse?
first?
Who is going to blow up the sun? Make sure you follow these people on Twitch. Brotato, Connor Cronus, HJ Tenchi, Fairlight _ Excalibur, Tuesday Grey.
And Brad
Any
Woto.
random announcements?
And BradWOTO.
No?
No. We have a new show on this channel which might get destroyed by PAX next week as well, but the Nameless Ones just started this week. Episode 1 is available on the YouTube. If you want to
Nice.
catch up with that and join in next week, that's on Mondays at the same time as this, which is 4 EST. So that's our newest show. Other than that, everything remains the same.
Hmm?
We'll be back in 2 weeks, unless you're watching this on the VOD, in which case we'll be back as soon as autoplay plays the next. Thanks for
Do we
watching,
have
everybody.
Ilios tomorrow?
Yeah, Ilios tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pretty important episode of Ilios tomorrow too. So make sure
Everyone
to
watch
check the YouTube.
Ilios tomorrow, same time as well, 4 EST. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Both-
bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.